Yo, what is up? Gotta unmute Brita. Where are you? Talk.
Welcome. welcome.
Brita's here, which I guess is like kind of our Monday tradition at this point. The content is back. No more me playing Splitgate for 10 hours straight on stream.
I was gone this weekend. That's why the
content suffered.
Stream
No, for real though. I have been like crazy busy at work, and we went to a wedding.
We were in a
2 weeks. Well, yeah, but we still went there.
Yeah. Even busier is all I'm saying.
Yeah. So yeah, I just like have not had any time to put any effort into my streams, which sucks, and I feel bad about it. But also, Splitgate was just really fun, and I wanted to just stream 4 hours on Wednesday and 6 hours on Saturday of it. So that's what I did.
It'd be like that sometimes.
It'd be like that. But here I am. I'm back doing actual interesting stuff. I hate to say that. Because I like doing it. I like playing games like that with my friends.
As long as you like what you're doing, it shouldn't matter what anyone else thinks, right?
True.
You don't need validation.
There was a point in time where I was like, I'm going to stream and I'm just not going to care if anyone watches.
Yeah.
But then once I had like some people watch, I was like, okay, wait, I actually do care.
I actually want people to watch.
I was like,
me.
I actually do care about that.
Fair enough.
I feel like you just gotta know your place, right? Like some people are like, I do it like, because I'm so passionate about it. It's like, just admit you like attention.
That is funny because I feel like I see big streamers sometimes say stuff like that. Like, I would stream like even if no one watched, and I was like, would you really though? Like would you really?
I mean, you have to imagine that like everyone did at some point, right?
Sure, but it's like once you get used to like having people in chat, like it would be kind of weird to just be streaming to nobody,
It would be weird to go back to that.
Go back, yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm sort of desensitized to it, although like, I'm trying to a little bit trying to grind out affiliate.
Yeah, you're getting there.
Get those follows, get my average view count up, which streaming Splitgate for, again, 10 hours was not great for. But oh well, win some, you lose some. I had fun.
It looks like a cool game. I didn't really get to watch your stream, but it looked fun. I mean, it like combines two things you really like, Portal and first-person shooter
Halo,
games.
yeah, basically Halo. Yeah, it was cool. It's popping off on Twitch right now, but I think that was probably bad for me too, because like there were just like bigger streamers playing the game.
The
like
category was really saturated.
Which is true in Valorant too, but like weirdly enough, I have gotten viewers in Valorant before. I don't understand it, but
maybe
it's just stream snipers,
Could be. Could be. That's very true. I suppose you don't have like TTV in your name when you play online, so
no, I don't. I think people who do are psychos. If they stream like while playing on that account, they're psychos. That's like
that's
big
weird.
That's like waving a flag that says "stream snipe me, please."
Yeah, please stream snipe me.
So I would never do that. The only reason I have TTV in my name here on Twitch is because Dumpster Man was taken. I kind of want to change it maybe to like Dumpster Man TV or something, but even that is still like kind of cringe.
TTV is fine. I mean, it like fits the vibe.
I mean, like eventually I'd like to change it.
When you're big enough to become verified, I'm sure you can talk to someone at Twitch and they can get you hooked.
Yeah, let's look up actually what like.
Yeah, what's twitch.tv/dumpsterman? What are they? Probably just some like stupid person like camping the username.
I mean, why? I'm nobody though. Why would they?
Dumpster mummy, dumpster muffin.
Maybe it's not taken because I'm the first result basically. I'll look into that. Can I show 5 more channels?
Dumpster milk.
Dumpster mage.
Hottie dumpster.
The Dumpster Man dump.
I'm sorry, hottie dumpster man or whatever that one was.
All right, what was it?
Hottie dumpster.
Hottie
movies.
dumpster movies.
Oof.
Show all the channels. Dumpster Man 4. Dumpster Man with 3 N's.
PogChamp dumpster man.
Dumpster Man.
Hamster Man.
There is no channel that comes up that's named Dumpster Man though. What? Weird. I feel like Twitch didn't let me use that username.
Interesting. I wonder why.
I don't know. Because I'm just Dumpster Man on YouTube, but YouTube doesn't care. Like,
right,
YouTube thinks it's like your real name, basically. Like, I think I'm like first name Dumpster, last name Man, which actually, weirdly enough, is my real name.
Yeah, funny enough, that is your real name.
I just go by Nick because people don't believe me.
It's hard to be in a professional workplace setting and say, hello, my name is Dumpster.
Yeah, I don't know what my parents were thinking, honestly.
I met your parents. I didn't think they were that crazy, but here we are.
Yeah. But anyways, long story short, I think things are going to be a little more normal. My life is not as hectic as it was. I'm going to stream on a pretty normal schedule this week, which at this point has basically become Monday, Wednesday, and then some combination of Friday, Saturday, Friday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. Although this week the weekend might be weird because I think what I'm gonna do, finally, I've been saying it for a while, is my GeoGuessr extravaganza.
Oh, I'm excited.
Where I'm gonna sit all day and attempt to get finally that perfect score on Urban World No Moving. I basically just torture myself.
That'll be fun though. And
it will be fun. I actually took not for this purpose specifically, but because like I just have done so much overtime lately at work, I took Friday off. So I may do it Friday, I may do it Saturday. I haven't quite decided yet. Friday, if I wake up and I'm not feeling it, then I'll definitely do it Saturday.
Yeah.
My big thing is I just like, if it's going to go long or like late into the night or even like all night, I just want to sleep like before I go to work on Monday.
Yeah, that would not be good.
I'm working on like a what the fuck you call it, Streamlabs command in my chat that like explains what I'm doing.
Oh, nice.
And in that command I say I reserve the right to end the stream at any time.
Fair enough.
There's no money on the line. It's not a subathon.
You don't do this full time. You got other
I
responsibilities.
got a fucking job. So if I'm like feeling too tired, I'm just gonna say, all right, fuck it. Although hopefully, I've been so close to the perfect score so many times. I feel like it won't take me all day. But the catch is that that every time I get a wrong answer, I add time to the stream.
Right.
So even if I get it eventually, if I've gotten a bunch of wrong answers and I add a bunch of time to the stream, I'll still stream like that whole time. Assuming it's not going to be until like,
all of a sudden you're at 100
the wee hours
hours
of Monday morning. Yeah, like that's not happening. But so it might be a dumpster fire, but it's kind of, you signed up for that when you
followed a channel named Dumpster Man. Fair enough.
All right. Well, to start tonight, me and Brita are we're just gonna go on relationship subreddits and just react to posts. So I don't really know how this will go. I'm like somewhat inspired by Northern Lion's been doing reading "Am I the Asshole?" posts.
Oh, those are so good. We have
and
to
I
do
think
some of
that
those.
segment's hilarious when he does that. But me and Brita have been in a relationship for. I think the title says 7 years right now. It's like verging on 7 years.
Yeah,
it's like,
this December, 7 years.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
So
clearly we're experts. We know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we've we only got here through hard work and determination. No, we definitely didn't just get lucky.
True. I think luck has something to do with it, but
I think it probably does for everyone, right?
that's true. That's very true. 7 years is a long time. If our relationship was a kid, they'd be in first grade.
That is a weird way to say that, but sure. You're like not technically wrong. I think I'm gonna sort it by.
You gotta do like top of the week or
we'll do top
of the
of
month.
the week, and if we run out of good ones, I'll go top of the month.
I don't want to do ones where you have to like go through a bunch of posts to like get the story.
Well,
like
some of those are good, but how do I start a relationship with my nieces and nephew when they're okay? No, sad.
Okay.
Thinking I'm high. Okay, all right, this is a good one.
Okay.
Wait, hang on. I'll open these in new tabs, I think. Can I do that? I don't really use new Reddit ever.
Yeah.
So this is like a.
You got it.
Okay, this is a short one.
Do you want to read like the?
Sure.
Okay.
So the title is I've been hiding. Wait, I've been seeing. Wait, what? Girl, I've been seeing. Okay, damn. I'm bad at Reddit apparently. Girl, I've been seeing for 1.5 months, thinks I'm hiding her from my friends, but I really just don't have any friends.
Sad.
Long story short, I legitimately don't have any friends. At best, I have acquaintances, but no one I would consider a friend. The girl I've been seeing thinks I'm hiding her from my friends and doesn't believe me when I say I have no friends for her to meet. I think it's because I'm an extroverted introvert. I have no problem talking to people and being jovial when we hang out with her friends, and she thinks I'm that guy that is always the life of the party. I honestly have no idea what else I can do. Any suggestions? Thank you for your tea.
Testosterone.
Nobody's
Nobody got friends.
True.
Okay.
I mean, so
basically,
what do you think?
So basically, the girlfriend says, like, I think my boyfriend is hiding me from my friends or from his friends. That's like kind of the gist, the TLDR.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like, as awkward as it is, I feel like in this case, it's better to just be honest, especially when, like, clearly the girlfriend here is taking it at least somewhat personally. Like, she feels like it's her fault that, like, he hasn't introduced her to friends yet. So I think if you were like, hey, like, I know this sounds really weird. I don't really have a lot of friends. Like, trust me, I'm not trying to hide you from people.
Yeah. I mean, I think, like a month and a half into a relationship, like, it might be kind of an awkward conversation, but if it's gonna be like a bigger issue if you don't say something, then I feel like you just say something, like, and it's clear, like, this dude isn't, like, weird or unlikable for some reason, because, like, first of all, he found a girlfriend, and second of all, her friends like him.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like, first of all, I think this guy could find friends of his own. But there's nothing really wrong with kind of just, like, assimilating into her friend group,
I was gonna say,
right? Like,
I feel like I know people like that who, like, they, like, I can think of, like, a few couples that, like, they've been together for so long that, like, they just have kind of collective friends, you know? Like, it's not really, like, his friends and her friends.
I mean, that's kind of how we are a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I have, like, other friends, but, like, I'm more assimilated into, like, your group of friends. Like, I would consider your friends my friends.
Yeah.
At this point. Like, I text them.
Right, yeah,
like,
exactly.
it's not weird.
I don't think I really don't think there's anything wrong with this. I think, like, it'll be kind of an awkward conversation. It's like you're 28 too, you know? Like, you probably have a job and, like, you're probably busy.
That's the thing.
It's fucking hard to make friends when you're, like, it's hard to make friends when you're 26. I'm 26, like.
I was gonna say, like, it's hard to keep friends too as an adult. Like, I mean, you're working, you're kind of living in your own world, like, Monday through Friday. Unless you really make a concerted effort, it's tough. What are people saying? Like,
do you have social media? Do you post her there? I know it doesn't directly address this issue, but it could go a long way to easing her feelings on this while she gets to know you better and sees that you're not lying. Wait, so I mean, like, social media though, like, you can't just, like, pull up your Facebook and be like, see 0 friends.
I wonder,
because you probably have, like, 100, 200 friends.
I was gonna say,
high school people you don't talk to and shit.
I wonder if it's like, if you post a picture of her with you on Facebook, you'll probably get people liking it and commenting on it, and you could point at that and be like, see, people care about me. I have friends. You know, like, I wonder if that's the like, kind of vibe there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know. I just think, like, especially if you already get along with her friends, like, I feel like it's probably just fine if you just tell her.
I like the comment. Straight up, I'll be your friends. I'll make up a whole story about how we met. Same. Yeah. I need friends. I love that. Yeah, I feel like, and this might turn into, like, all these posts kind of end this way, but, like, a lot of them is like,
I can hide the post. Yeah.
Just talk to each other. You know, like,
I'm gonna hide this one too because I don't particularly care to read that one. MOH. Oh, Maid of Honor.
Maid of Honor says she can't be happy for me.
Okay.
Ooh.
A little juicy. Wait, why can't I? New Reddit is so weird.
You gotta click on the title and then do.
Do you use New Reddit?
I do. Yeah.
I use, like, exclusively old Reddit, but I was looking at it earlier and I was like, okay, I think New Reddit looks a little bit better for stream.
Oh God, I'm, like, catching little bits of this one, and
okay. Is it long?
Oh
my God, it's really fucking long.
Is there a TLDR? Oh, there is at the top. Speedrun.
Yeah, speedrun this one. TLDR, my maid of honor's life isn't going the way she wants. After running away while camping to sulk, she told me she can't be happy for me and that she was having the worst time ever after ignoring everyone for half the camping trip. She's pretending like nothing happened, thus hasn't apologized. How do I ask her to step down? Step down as in like...
Not be in the wedding.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on. Let's see. We've been best friends for 2 years. That's not a very long time to be best friends. She lets me rant to her. I let her rant to me, except it has been escalating since last year. She's a very impulsive, angry, bitter person. She describes herself as such. Why is this person your maid of honor? I listened to her woes, gave my support as best I could without giving advice, pointing out what she
Ragey
should
about
do.
being chronically single and wanted a boyfriend. Oh, God.
Yeah, it sounds like this is probably a...
Most of the Snapchats she sent me were
This
either...
just sounds like a bad person. Like, I don't know why this person is their maid of honor. She told me she can't be happy for us, that she doesn't care that I'm getting married or moving or buying a house, that she's single as fuck and moving home, so she doesn't want to hear anything about it. It sounds like she thinks the world revolves around her.
Yeah. How the heck am I supposed to talk to her about
My fiance, family, and friends say to cut her out, and I agree, but I can't stand the idea of taking something else away from her. I do not want to hurt her feelings. I don't want to rock the boat, but I also cannot have someone behave like that at the wedding. It would be, yeah. So 100, before I even read the comments, 100,000%.
She wanted advice about asking her to step down.
Yeah, I think she's looking for how to approach.
Yeah, like how do I
asking to
start
step
the
down.
conversation?
I think it's not like should I or shouldn't I? I think it's like, how do I talk to this person? How the heck am I supposed to talk to her about all this? There you go. Yeah, I mean, like 100,000% this person will ruin this wedding.
Yeah, I feel like when it gets... Sounds easy though if her friend said she already doesn't give a shit.
I think you gotta take what she said and kind of like throw it back at her a little bit. Like, it's like, well, if you don't care and you aren't happy for me, it's like, I would like someone who is happy for me to be by.
That's interesting. Yeah, I like that.
And then it's not like, well, I'm just doing it because fuck you. It's like, this is what I want. Like, and you should respect what I want.
Respect what I want and like at least be supportive, you know? Like, because it doesn't even sound like her friend is like supportive of like anything that she's doing. And it's like, I want people to stand by me at my wedding who are supportive of me and my relationship.
It seems like she keeps herself in the cycle of misery by burning bridges. True. Instead of making changes in her life, she blows her money and lives from crisis to crisis. Yeah. I've met people like that, for sure. I have met people
like that. Absolutely. And it like, you feel so much better when they're not in your life. Because it's just like, you don't have to walk on eggshells. You don't have to worry about saying the wrong thing. Like, it's just like...
Yeah, I think this girl should let her maid of honor know, like, how she kind of hurt her and rubbed her the wrong way, and tell her, you're out.
Yeah.
And yeah, then basically just... let that be that. And if she wants to change, then good. But it just, I kind of do wonder, like, and I hate to like judge this person because I don't know, but like there's, how does this person end up like not only in your wedding, but as the maid of honor?
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think that's like a fair assessment. In love with my coworker.
These are always like,
ooh, a 53-year-old man.
Yeah, so that makes it a little interesting. I gotta say though,
I know people think
the answer to these, where it's like in love with my coworker, in love with my roommate, whatever, is almost always no, you're not.
Yeah. Or also don't.
Or just don't. Yeah.
Don't do that.
TLDR, I've been in love with my colleague for years. I'm very anxious right now. Okay, we could, I mean, I know like the post is probably long. Don't get me wrong, but the TLDR could have given it a little more. Okay, so it's a 53-year-old male. Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but yeah. I am in love with a colleague, and I don't want to fuck it up. She's fantastic, classy, extremely intelligent, and overall a good person. I think I'm developing an obsessive situation. Bro, stop.
I know people think I'm an ogre, and that I'm an asshole.
This has like, this has kind of like an incel, like kind of fingerprints on it.
My life has been my career, my children, and my goals. I'm divorced. Okay. I'm divorced.
Yeah. All right. So that's interesting then. So he is divorced and has children, and it sounds like he cares a lot about his job.
Yeah.
So again, 100% don't do it, bro. For example, I go to drink with friends or spend some time in the countryside. I don't know how to dance. What? Okay. I mean, that's fine. My life is, oh, you already read this. Don't skip ahead.
Sorry.
Clara is my colleague. She's 45. Okay. So they're similar age. The woman went from being a stranger to becoming quite respected in her career. She has a soft side I admire. We've been working in the same office since a client opened a temporary facility for this specific assignment. We were in the same space 4 hours a day. We also work from our own respective offices.
I read this next paragraph like slightly, and I think this is going to change how you think about this situation.
Okay. Well, I will say right off the bat, it sounds like the working situation is temporary too, which makes it interesting. I find her beautiful. I love her voice. I love that she talks to everyone regardless of their job position. I love that she's friends with a janitor, and so this guy's a janitor.
That's what I think, or at least that's how I'm reading
it. And she doesn't hide it. Or maybe he just respects that she's like friendly to the janitor.
Sure.
I developed strong feelings for her, and I want to be submissive. What? Okay.
Little weird
submissive
champ.
and breedable.
Little weird champ.
I want to love and protect her, but I want her to do whatever she wants with me, and I've never had such ideas. I hate when she calls me sir at work. It makes me feel excluded. Bro, what? She's cordial and professional around me, but whatever. For the record, she won't gain any type of professional benefit from having my attention. It sounds like he's her superior in a way. We have a client in common, but her success doesn't depend on me. Okay. So it sounds like there's like a little bit of a power dynamic here. Am I crazy? It kind of sounds like she calls him sir.
Well, he says, for the record, she won't gain any type of professional benefit from having my attention.
I'm not saying she's like sucking up to him to get like a promotion or something, but it does sound there's a little bit of a...
See, and I read that as like, she won't gain any type of professional benefit, meaning they're at like a similar level in the company. Because like, even if you don't think it does, like being friends with like managers and people with more power, like certainly benefits you professionally.
It's been 2 years since I met her, and I can't get over this. I've done stuff for her, even if she doesn't know it was me. She used to date one of my managers when they were in their 20s. No problem. Okay, they were reunited 10 years ago. It ended badly. Just don't date in the workplace. Like, come on.
He says at the end of this paragraph, by the way, I'm not her boss.
Yeah, I mean, he said that a lot. Last 4th of July, I texted her. I just sent an email with data she requested. She texted back, and we made small talk. She said she was at her beach house, and I don't know how the conversation got there, but she invited me for coffee. I got there, and when I realized it was only 6 a.m., I panicked. Wait, what?
Oh, no.
I was sitting and waiting on her front porch, wondering if maybe I was mistaken. She came out and greeted me. I had coffee, and she offered me breakfast, so we had our meal. I was in heaven. We got to talking a lot, but I didn't want to overstay my welcome, so I thanked her and was about to leave when she said it was okay if I wanted to hang out. We mainly talked about our childhoods and some lighthearted stuff. We've been seeing each other each Saturday since July. This time I got to spend the whole day with her. I know I must look like an idiot because I'm tense and insecure around her. This is not me. We enjoyed a nice dinner and everything was normal until the conversation turned silly and flirtatious. She sat on the sofa and straddled me, fully clothed. Okay. I didn't know how to react, but she said it was okay to touch her. We ended up having... Oh, okay.
So
wait,
they had
what?
sex. I feel like that should have been like higher up in this. We shouldn't have had to read five paragraphs.
I just assumed that this guy was like just pining after some girl
That's what
at work.
I thought too.
But okay, this like I don't know. Yeah, it sounds like he's in. Like,
well, okay, I think he needs to have like the conversation with her of like, what are we? Are we pursuing a relationship here? Was that just a one night stand? Like, where do we stand after that? Because clearly she's interested in him enough to at least have sex one time.
Yeah.
At least once. Which is usually an indication someone would want to have sex with you again. Not everyone is like that, but
yeah, I mean, like, and especially because it was like someone she knew, like personally, you know, and that she had developed a like rapport and like some level of relationship with, not like, you know, romantic relationship, but you get it, like someone she like cared about to some degree.
She also initiated the straddling and like going further than just being
what
friendly.
I was gonna say is that if she wanted a one night stand, she didn't have to like do it with a guy from work that she already like.
Yeah.
But you know, who knows?
Yeah.
Any advice on how to develop a nice relationship with a witty, lovely, and charismatic lady whom I've been admiring from afar? The weird thing is like that he says stuff like this, and it makes it sound like nothing had happened, but clearly like something happened.
Right, he's
She's
already
clearly
past the
into
hard
you. Tell
part.
her all the nice things that you said about her here. That she's fantastic, classy, extremely intelligent, and a great person. Yeah, I think just have a conversation. And like I think like this guy's problem, at least as far as what I've gathered from this, is that he's like afraid to lose this person.
Yeah.
And so. What I would say is if your project ends in October, this was posted 5 days ago, so you have like essentially a couple months in which if you ask her, to be in some kind of relationship with you, and she says no, worst thing that happens is in like 2 months you move on, and you never see her again. It sounds to me like that's the case. Best thing that happens is it works out, and then hey. You got what you wanted.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's tough too. He's 53. She's 45. He has kids. He has like a lot going on, like, so I'm sure
she's
he
45?
feels. Yeah.
Yeah, she's 45. Okay.
So
she's a little
I
bit
think
younger.
too,
But...
he probably feels a little nervous, like, because he's just got kids and like other things going on.
There's
like,
definitely like variables.
So I can
but
understand
yeah, I think,
like maybe the hesitation and being like, oh, like I don't want to necessarily just risk it all, like.
Yeah, I mean, if their project ends in October too, though, like there's pretty low chance that it'll make like the work situation weird.
Yeah, I mean, you could also just wait until October. Like, you could continue to be friendly with each other, not like maybe sleep together anymore, but like be friendly with each other until October. Wait for your project to be over, and then like start a relationship if you don't want to make things weird at work.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
that
for sure.
could be it too. That could be the move.
Let's see. Text your colleagues before 6 a.m. on weekends. Stop doing that.
They're old. Cut them some slack. Old people are often up around 4 a.m. Source, am old person.
You guys had sex. She invited you over. You're both grown-ass, successful, and busy people.
True.
Why don't you just tell her you enjoyed your time together and have a crush on her? My whole career is talking to women like her for hours. Someone who... Wait, what?
Maybe this person...
You don't have to say you put her on a pedestal and want to marry her, just that you have...
That's true.
That you fancy her.
That's true. Like, you're fucking 53. Like, just...
Why would you hide being friends with the janitor? Okay. Yeah, the Redditor's always asking the important questions here.
I think this guy's 53. Nut up. Talk to her. Like, damn. Clearly you're into each other.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
yeah, like Super Jesus said, he's past the hard part,
he
more or less.
He is.
It's like, she's at least somewhat into you.
He does sound like a teenager. Absolutely. Like,
yeah, I wonder if from this guy's perspective, if you like go through a divorce and you're like, I'm just going to focus on my career, and you're just out of the game so long you don't even know what to do. Like, he didn't like say anything like that, but that's kind of like what I'm picking up is like, it sounds like he just doesn't really know what to do.
I think too, he's just never been in the situation before where he's like been into someone that he works with, and he's worried about what that will mean.
Yeah, but it sounds like that's not really a big issue because their project's going to be over in October regardless of what happens.
Right.
No kissing before marriage.
Ooh.
I've heard of shit like this before.
Yes, same here. Kissing even.
Before I even read the post, I'm just gonna say if it's important to you, like find someone else. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. So this is a female, 26-year-old female, so our age. I am in a relationship with a Christian man. It's not been a long relationship so far. However, I do feel attached to him and much happier, more secure, healthier than my previous abusive relationships. On one of our earlier dates, he told me that he wanted to wait until marriage for kissing and sex, etc. I was happy with the no sex before marriage part, and I am comfortable with that, especially due to my trauma. So it's fine, I guess. I won't live with him until we're married because I need the bed to myself some nights to sort myself out.
Oh, she means like masturbate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, got it. I was like,
sort
wait, sort myself out.
What,
I was like, what are you like?
I was like, are you just like sorting
like
out your
night
problems?
terrors?
Like, what's going on?
But the no kissing part is bothering me. I decided as my relationships are never long term that I'd just go along with it, and in a few months things would be over and I'd move on anyways. But I'm beginning to develop more feelings for him, and everything about him is amazing, and I'm the happiest I've ever been. But I find not kissing him very frustrating. When he cooks dinner, I want to thank him and give him a kiss. When we say goodbye or goodnight, I want to kiss him. No sex is fine, but the kissing is beginning to bother me now. He's a wonderful man. I'm so happy, and he does everything right, and everything feels right apart from no kissing. Okay. All these posts, the funniest thing about these posts is that they always like could be like 2 paragraphs, but they just say the same thing over and over again.
They go into a lot of detail.
That's what that last guy did. Was he for like 5 paragraphs? He said the same thing. He was like, "I really like this girl. I'm like so afraid of losing her, or whatever." Oh, also we had sex. Like,
yeah,
on paragraph
let
6.
me just throw that in
okay,
there.
that was an important detail.
I need the bullet point.
And like, and his
clip notes.
his TLDR was just like, "I'm so anxious." It's like, okay, you could have put the part that you hooked up in there too. He's kissed and had sex before he was a Christian a few years ago. Okay, so he's like a
born again.
Cold turkey, yeah. Like he probably. Well, I guess I don't know. It's not fair to assume, but a lot of times when you see something like that, it's because someone was like had an unhealthy relationship with that stuff,
yeah,
and then they like quote unquote found God.
They need an editor. 100%.
That's
we
couldn't
need
have said it better
mods to
myself.
like clean up these posts and give us only the bullet points.
I feel like the mods need to write the TLDR.
Yes, honestly.
I wonder if there's like a r/relationships abridged or something.
There probably is like a best of.
There probably
Reddit.
is. I know that's what Northern Lion reads when he does "Am I the Asshole?" It's like "Am I the Asshole?" filtered.
Yeah. It's only the best ones.
Yeah.
So essentially, she says, "Am I wrong for wanting a more physical relationship as my partner wants to wait until marriage to even kiss?" No, you're not wrong for wanting that.
Yeah, certainly not.
She says, "I've had a very unhealthy relationship with sex, so I'm coming from a different background to him. I want kisses and cuddles, and sometimes I watch TV or films or whatever, and a couple will kiss, and I miss that."
I wish it said how long they had been dating. She said they hadn't been dating for long, but it seems like it's more than like a few months, right? Like maybe like a few months to like half a year or more.
Yeah.
I guess like at the point you're at, if it's important to you, I would say there's no reason that couldn't be a deal breaker, right? Like I don't think you're an asshole for that being important to you, right?
No.
If you're farther along in your relationship, you've been dating for like a year or 2 years and you're pretty sure that this guy's the one, maybe there's like a conversation that could be had. It's like, hey, I really need like this kind of affection.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel good about our relationship. Like, I think, we could, if it's important to this guy, spend the rest of our lives together, whatever. Can we do this, because it's, I don't know how important, like for every Christian, because I grew up Christian, but I'm not religious now. And, I've never looked at relationships in like a religious way.
No, I haven't either.
So I don't know how important, waiting until marriage is for this guy, but if you're sure that you're going to be with this guy, then maybe there's like a conversation that could be had. But like if it's a deal breaker, then it's a deal breaker. Like I don't know why you can't like.
That's the thing, is because like there's no real compromise you can make here, right?
No,
like if
you
he
would
is,
feel
like,
bad for like coercing him.
Absolutely no kissing. Like there's nothing you can like really do that's like kissing like that isn't kissing. But that's also not sexual either.
Is there like a no fap like for kissing?
You give like Eskimo kisses with like your nose or something.
Oh God, that sounds awful.
I know. I'm just saying though, like you like maybe like I can understand like no sex. Like okay, well then maybe you find a compromise where like maybe we do this but not that, or like like you kind of define what that means, but. If it's just even no kissing, like you're not wrong for wanting that.
Yeah. Okay. This person brings up a good point though. He like right off the bat, it was clear that this was going to be the case, and she was kind of like, well, it probably won't last that long anyways.
That's true.
So yeah, I think, and this is the OP saying, I'm thinking I either suck it up and accept his decision or I leave. Which I think, even if, I think it's the only real solution, honestly.
No, and I do agree. He was upfront and said, "Hey, I'm not doing this. Like I'll date you, but I'm not going. Like, this is my boundary. This is where I'm not comfortable." Talk to him first. Yeah, don't just say like, "Bye."
Yeah. Right. I think even if her decision is just that she leaves,
Yeah.
I think it like probably there's a conversation to be had.
And maybe there is this, and I'm not saying this is right, but like maybe there's a situation where like this person says like, I like the wording you use here and suggest OP uses something similar. That takes away the blame from him, but leaves the option open to move the goalposts on his terms. So maybe if you talk to him and he like was like, okay, like kissing is really important, like I can compromise on that, or I can like, okay, like I will kiss you because that, you know.
Yeah. That's almost always the why is my band thing not coming up? There we go. Fucking bots.
Gotta love the mods. Or the mods, the
the
bots.
mods. I am the mods.
You are the mod right
currently.
now.
I think this is right. I don't think like she should have like gone ahead with having a relationship with this person if she knew this was going to be important, but
that's
like
true.
right, you can't dump all the blame on him, but you
No.
can like, you know, just say, "All right, this isn't working for me."
Yeah. And you're fine it's fine to be like, I need more than this. That's fine. Because he could, I mean, like there is a world where both of these people find people that are okay with like that boundary that he has drawn. So
Yeah.
it's like, if it doesn't work out between you, fine. Like, go date someone else.
Yeah.
That
I think
feels
it's-
very simplified.
This one's
but-
pretty black and white,
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, but, you know, it sucks for this person, but it's like you kind of got into it knowing that could happen.
Yeah.
My girlfriend seems disappointed by my salary and benefits.
Ooh. Funny.
Oh, short one. Thank God. I'm just kidding.
Honestly, though.
It's so much harder to like skim them and try to get like the important information out of them. So I like the concise ones, although sometimes the long ones are interesting. My girlfriend seems disappointed by my salary and benefits. I recently finished university last year and have been working as a warehouse operator for a stationery company.
Dunder Mifflin, perhaps?
Yeah, right. I make $45K a year minus bonuses or benefits like private healthcare plan and flights paid if I go on vacation. That's nice.
Yo, what the hell?
That's a crazy
what kind
benefit.
Of a benefit is that? I want that benefit. You kidding?
I mean, I think at the end of the day, I'd rather just make more than that. But
like,
that's not bad.
I've heard of
especially if they
vacation.
give you like pretty generous vacation time.
yeah,
like,
I've heard of that. Like specific vacation benefits companies offer. Anyway.
It says I don't know why they offer that, but they do, which is handy if I go far. Yeah, definitely. I would take full advantage of that. 2 years ago, we went to Belize. Oh, cool.
Anyway.
Anyways, she often offers to pay for more than me and suggests that she buys stuff in an almost disappointed manner, like stuff like eye rolling, exhaling, and saying, "Don't worry about it, I can afford it." She's a bank supervisor at a private bank, making $98K with a company car. He used dollars up here and
then pounds down
pounds,
there.
yeah.
Or euro, I guess.
I assume that, well, whatever. We'll just say she makes about double what he does.
Yeah.
Paid vacation, and her manager gave her $5K a few years ago as a bonus when she mentioned putting down a deposit for a new car. Wow, what? That's crazy.
Should I tell my manager I want to buy a house and maybe he'll just like surprise me with a bonus?
with a down payment.
Here you go.
I don't mind her making more. I'm more than happy to pay my part of the mortgage and my car, but she always looks down on me, like telling me that I can't afford it, like when her and hers friends went am I having a stroke?
No, this guy writes.
Went away for a weekend to Cuba, and I wanted to go to Iceland camping with her, and saying that on my salary I would be better staying in the state. Where was the last period? That's a sentence right there.
Oh, good God.
We had dinner once when we were at her parents' house. It's more like a mansion. Okay.
A mansion is still the house.
And we took them to get food, and I offered to pay, and she just looked at me and giggled and went to pay. Okay.
Oh, they've been together for 4 years too.
What's the best course of action, and should I talk to her?
Yes, talk to her.
I feel like, yeah, you just tell her that it bothers you. I think if you're together for 4 years, your salary probably isn't like a make or break for her.
I think the issue,
but she is being an asshole, right?
That's the thing. The issue I have with this is not that he makes about less than half of what she does. It's that she's an asshole every time he like offers to pay, or like, don't worry, I can afford it. You know, like she kind of like flexes on him. Like,
yeah.
I mean, like they have a mortgage together, so like clearly they're like deep enough in this that like they're not just gonna like break up tomorrow. But she's being a dick about it. Like,
well, and it seems like, you know, I think what is important is that you share things in a way that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Like, so you don't have to 50-50 everything, you know, you don't have to 50-50 split your rent. If she makes double what you make, then you should pay like what, about a third of the rent, I guess. Like, you know, theoretically,
sure.
like we'll just say, you know,
Yeah.
maybe there's a different situation you can come up with. But like, it sounds like you have cool perks, like getting your flights paid for if you go on vacation. Like that's something that you offer that she doesn't. So yeah, I just think she's being an asshole for no reason. She's clearly well off. She makes a lot in her job, and it sounds like her family is rich too. Which is fine. But yeah, you want to get on the same page about that. You want to like make sure that like,
yeah, like figure out a way to like almost compromise, you know, like I think she thinks that like everything is gonna be like either a perfect split or like she just pays for it all, but it doesn't have to be like that. And I don't think like you should be necessarily keeping score, you know,
oh
like
God, no.
who paid for
that
what.
would be so unhealthy.
Like I will like if we like get food, like if we order food or whatever, sometimes I'll just buy it and like not charge you, you know, or like whatever. And like it's not that I'm like,
well, because
I
I'll
need
do
all
the
my
same for
money
you.
back. Right. Like, so it's just kind of like, you know, even if like you bought something maybe that was less than what I bought you or whatever, like it's just like even in my mind. Like, it's just like you paid for this thing, I paid for that thing. Or sometimes if we're going to dinner, we like establish like, are you paying for this? Am I paying for this? Are we just splitting it? Like,
I think it's worth mentioning too that like, 45K is not a horrible salary, but it's not
certainly low compared to 98.
It's not a ton for being someone who has a degree, but it's not like it's not the end of the world either. Like she's older than him.
That's the thing too.
And 150K
like
household income, roughly, in the U.S. is like. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot more than most people. The thing with these I'm trying to keep in mind is that this is his side of the story.
Exactly.
I'm wondering if this really is how it is or if he's seeing disrespect where there is none.
That's
that could
true.
be too, like if he's just insecure and he's kind of like reading into it.
Yeah.
Like I will say that like at worst she's being a bit obnoxious about making more money than him. And it's clear that he's probably not super comfortable with it, in which case he should talk to her.
Yeah.
But this probably isn't like a breakup situation,
no,
you know?
I think, and maybe in her case, you know, like let's take the situation where like he offered to pay for food and then she giggled and just paid it herself. Maybe in her mind it was like, oh, that's like really thoughtful that he like wants to pay, but I also know like paying for this could put a strain on him, you know?
Yeah.
Like she clearly has the disposable income to do things like pay for when everyone gets food, you know, but like he probably doesn't. And maybe she's like, you know, laughs and not in a mean way, but in just a like, that's thoughtful that you did that, but you really don't have to, you know?
Yeah. I think that's like, you know, maybe that's true, but I think that's reading into it an awful lot too. I think like,
True.
I think if it bothers him, then it's valid and it's worth talking about, but maybe it's a non-issue. Maybe she'll just be like, oh, I didn't realize you felt that way about it.
Exactly.
It's fine. Like, I think that's like probably most likely how it would be resolved, right?
And it doesn't seem like he's, I mean, even he describes it in the TLDR, like she reminds me in small ways about it, that he makes half as much as she does.
Yeah, it could be like, You're right though. It could be that he's like reading into it too much too. Like maybe she's not like. But I think if she's like making little jabs and stuff and not like thinking twice about it, but it bothers him, I think it's like worth him bringing
It's
up.
worth to at least say something. It's not worth it to break up, especially because like it doesn't seem like they fight about money or anything like that. I will say that they don't like. He didn't say like we fight all the time about money or like anything like that. Like it's just little things.
Yeah, this guy basically said what we said. You should definitely talk to her, and if you can express how this makes you feel, then her response will tell you all you need to know. Like, yeah, I mean, the best response and most likely is that she just isn't aware and didn't realize how it affected you.
Make sure your conversation is about how you feel, not about how she's rude.
That's good.
The first hopefully engages empathy.
But it would be a pity to throw away a relationship without at least trying to resolve it. If anyone is saying these people need to break up, they're psychos.
This subreddit is famous.
This is such a like
for that.
This is such a like pedantic little thing.
Yeah.
Like this is like a very typical like couple fight.
Yeah, they again, like all of these, just talk to each other. Like
I think this is like too harsh too. I don't think she looks
down
down on
you?
him.
No,
I don't think that's true.
I don't believe that.
And if she cares about the relationship, like almost definitely that is not going to be
Yeah.
that is not going to be the case. All right, that one was interesting.
That was really interesting.
I think I'll maybe read a few more on here, and then I have relationship advice pulled up.
Oh, that
too,
one's
so
spicy.
They're basically the same.
Yeah.
This one is more general, but
This one is like a follow-up, an update. I don't want to
okay,
do
wait,
this.
hang on. No, I just want to see what it's about. I made a post while in my home state with family about my husband being extremely jealous, and I have an update. Husband is always accusing me of cheating, and it makes you think there may be. I don't know. You interested? Let's see how long the original.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna be our. Okay,
it's not too long.
I flew home to my family for a visit and put some space between my husband and I, and now I have mixed feeling. So okay.
Do you want to read it?
I'll read it.
Okay.
My husband and I have been fighting so much lately over the same thing, his lack of trust in me. To make a long story short, he gets angry when I play video games with guys and will have major hissy fits where he gives me the silent treatment. Video games, it baffles me. I'm also pregnant and fat, so who does he think I'm going to have an affair with? Anyways. Everyone always like just drops this shit like anyways.
Yeah, there's always like, for some reason people are like so like self-deprecating. I feel like and I hate to say it, but I feel like there's already like
I'm already feeling
there's
red
already
flags.
like a filter of people who would post their problems on Reddit. Of them like already being insecure, like, and I don't want to like cast that like aspersion on everyone who posts on like relationship subreddits, but I feel like there's like a level that you have to get to before you're like comfortable doing that. Like I would never do that.
Okay.
Not only like I know you read Reddit, so like that would be another thing, is like if I was too specific, like you would just know that it was me saying it. But I've also never had a problem that I was like, you know who has the best advice on something like this? Random strangers on Reddit.
Yeah.
All right, anyways, keep going.
I have brought up my own concerns in the relationship, which is the lack of non-sexual intimacy. Well, apparently you were intimate at least once if you're pregnant. Anyway, my husband only touches me most of the time just to initiate sex. He always asks for back and head scratches, but never returns the favor. IDK, I just always pictured myself pampered by my significant other when I was big and pregnant. Well, during my time here, he mentioned that he was upset that I was in a group chat with some friends because I give them too much attention. I just replied that he's in group chats and should be happy for me that I have friends. I just ignored him. My cousin was rubbing my legs and belly all night while we were talking. My mom also rubbed my neck and scratched my back until I fell asleep last night. It was nice. I never want to leave. I want this support. The only thing I can think of is for us to attend counseling together, but IDK, I just haven't been happy. Okay. A couple red flags like that I just want to like point out here. So he gets jealous of her when she plays video games with guys. And I don't know what those conversations are like, but that at a base level, that is something you should not be jealous of. First off. Second off, he was also jealous of the fact that she was in a group chat with friends without him, and that he said she gives them too much attention. Also a red flag. Why do you not want your significant other to have friends? So I can understand her feeling of being like, wow, I was finally in a place where like people were being nice to me and like rubbing your legs and belly and like, so I understand that. So I just want to like point those out before we even like get to what the thing is here.
Yeah, and like just to weigh in with my 2 cents, like on a really general level, like first of all, this sounds like a really like young person thing.
It is
like college age,
it
like
is.
Relationship shit. Like these people are 23 and 24.
Yeah.
Like so, and they're married somehow. I guess
They're married. Yeah.
Which is fine. You know, some people
There are people who do that.
Some people get married young. And that's not like super young, but
No.
I think like. It sounds like this guy is projecting his own insecurities.
Yeah.
And it sounds like that. So to read the follow-up post, it sounds like that is the case. Because
no.
Let's see. I made a post while I was in my home state with family about my husband being extremely jealous, and I have an update.
Oh my God, I just read the TLDR. Can I read this, please?
Yeah, you can read
Okay.
it.
I did something incredibly bad. Oh, we're off to a great start. My husband is always accusing me of cheating. Oh God, another red flag. And it makes me think that there may be an alternate reason behind his accusations other than jealousy. I walked by his computer and something in my gut told me to look at his email. Girl, I am so not proud of this. I have never looked through any of his personal belongings before, but the feeling was so overwhelming. So I sat down and noticed that he had an email account that I've never seen before. I looked through the emails and he was receiving emails from Secret Benefits. I'm assuming this is a sugar dating website. I thought maybe his account was inactive and he still received emails. Well, I kept scrolling and people were still viewing and messaging his profile. IDK what that means, but it gave me an awful feeling. Does anyone have experience with this website who could shed some light on what this means? You're kidding yourself if you think that you and your husband are going to patch things up after you find him on a sugar dating website. Like, I feel like...
It sounds like she doesn't think that. I guess, I don't know. Obviously, like, if she says, I'm assuming this is a sugar dating website, I think she should probably look into that. It probably is.
Whoa,
but...
her edit. Thank you to everyone for commenting. Something finally snapped in my brain, and now I just feel hate and disgust toward the sad excuse of a human being. Ooh, all right,
Super Jesus got us. He looked it up.
He looked it up.
Confirmed.
I'm going to stay in this house until I have saved up enough money, blah, 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 and then I'm going to tell him to go fuck himself. I also am going to present my evidence of adultery to his corrections officer.
Oh, shit.
Or commanding officer. Maybe he's in the military.
Yeah. That would explain why they're married so young, too.
And if he even thinks about touching me or my animals, I'm going to rain hell down on him.
All right, damn. Okay, so there's not much advice we can really give here.
No, she figured it out.
I will say, like, some of the stuff with that guy is just, like, insecure, like, young 20-year-old shit. Secret Benefits is a dating site for generous men and attractive women.
Oh, God.
Oh, Lord. All right, well, there you go. It would be funny if she like dumped her husband and then it turned out it was like, you know, like employment benefits or something. Although so, like the title
I am
is
wondering, since she used the term CO, I think that means commanding officer, which tells me he's probably in the military, which like then like I don't feel that surprised that this dude in the military is married super young with a pregnant wife and also on like a sugar dating website. He like is kind of
sounds pretty typical
and is like extremely jealous and controlling of his wife. Not saying everyone in the military does that. We know people in the military. My brother is in the military. We know good people in the military.
Yeah.
But there is a stereotype for a reason. And this guy seems to be kind of fulfilling that a little bit if he's in the military.
Yeah, it's unfortunately pretty common for people of that age and in that demographic to not make the best decisions when it comes to this kind of thing. In general, though, this guy sounds pretty insecure about himself. Obviously, from the first post, sounded like he was hiding something. I think some of that stuff is pretty, like I said, typical, like, early 20s, like, dude behavior. Like, just not really knowing how to navigate relationships and, like, you know.
If she hadn't found the sugar dating website, I think I would have had different advice. But since he...
Well, there's basically no advice at this point. It sounds like it's over, which it should be.
But, like, in the last post, like, okay, like, clearly jealous dude, regardless of if he's on a sugar dating website or not.
Yeah.
So, like, my advice would have maybe been different if he just wasn't outwardly cheating on her. But since he was outwardly cheating on his pregnant wife, screw him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, asshole.
Like,
for sure.
Come on, man.
I'm trying to like salvage something from this, but yeah, that's basically the bottom line.
Yeah.
I think that like all I'll say is like the first post, it sounds like he's an insecure guy. It sounds like he's kind of controlling, kind of an asshole. But none of that is like grounds for divorce necessarily. Like it would be grounds for like a pretty serious conversation. And then if things didn't change, maybe from there.
Yeah.
But the cheating stuff, like, definitely, like, puts it way, way, way over the edge.
I don't know.
And it explains the behavior as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if your significant other is accusing you of cheating often, that, like, to me, is a massive red flag. And maybe you could talk about it,
yeah.
But
that's why I said it feels like projecting, you know?
If
like
that
it sounds
continues, I don't feel like that's just a good relationship to be in. Because like, what is your relationship if you don't trust each other, you know?
Yeah,
like,
oh, for sure.
And especially like in her mind, it's like being accused of cheating all the time, even though she's not, or at least she didn't say she was. I think like that just does kind of something.
Although the cousin thing was a little weird.
My cousin, I'm gonna like hope that it's not like an Alabama cousin situation.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem. It was kind of a meme,
joking.
but she said her mom also rubbed her neck and scratched her back. Like that's. I don't have a relationship like that with my mom, but like I get it. You know, like that's more comforting than like.
Yeah. All right. I think we can leave this one alone.
Well, that was spicy though.
That one was spicy. Girlfriend doesn't. Let's see. Are any of these interesting? If not, I can kind of move on to girlfriend doesn't know how much money I make.
How can I tell my friend of 3 years that her desperation is unhealthy and drives men away?
Oh damn. Okay. All right. You're if you're 17.
My partner cheated on me, but I feel like he is getting more support and I am getting more blame.
Should we do these two and then?
Yeah, and then we'll switch it up.
So we'll skip girlfriend doesn't know how much money I
we already
make.
did a money one.
We did do a money one. All right. So this is like you can probably help with this one.
I was gonna say because being a girl and also
Dude,
I know people like this.
On a really, really general level. When you're 17, you're so fucking dumb. Like,
yeah.
And not only that, but between like being 17 and being, I don't know, like even like 20, 21, you change so fucking much and you learn so much about the world. Like,
yeah,
this is like stuff that happens when you're this age is like, it's whatever. You don't need to like worry when you're 17 if you're driving men away. Just like do some like, I don't know, 17-year-old stuff, like
which is driving men away.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. Like
just drive men away, it's fine.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about if you're attracting men when you're 17, even 18 years old. Like just you're fine.
I remember certainly feeling like that when I was like 16, like oh my god, I haven't had a boyfriend, I'm gonna die alone, and like clearly it worked out, but I can identify with that feeling. However, and we'll get to this, when it becomes your whole personality, that is when it becomes an issue. Like I think it's fine to have feelings of like I'm single and alone and I'm gonna die for like alone forever, but when it becomes your whole personality, that's when it borders on unhealthy.
Well, and I think like assuming when you're 17, if your plan is to go to college, you have an opportunity to like start fresh too, and like you know, not like fake it, but like reinvent yourself a little bit, you know. Anyways, you want to take this one?
Yeah. I love my friend, but almost all she talks about and thinks about is boys. Without getting into it too much, her family was unloving growing up. She is deeply depressed to the point of suicidal thoughts. And because someone might bring this up, she refuses to seek professional help. I'm gonna stop right here and say like, see a therapist.
Yeah, 100%. Finding a man is the least of this person's
finding a man will not fix your problems. And you need to find a therapist. Like, I don't care that she refuses to, like, that's like really where this should end. Because if you're having suicidal thoughts, finding a man doesn't matter.
No,
like, you
and
gotta
that's
stay
not
alive.
gonna. That's probably not
No.
gonna be a healthy relationship.
No, we need this girl to like.
Yeah, you don't need a man.
Yeah.
You need professional help.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
But it's tough. Like as a like let's not make it sound like it's so easy.
No,
it's tough as a 17-year-old to like broach that
of
subject
course.
with your parents, whose like health insurance you're probably still on.
Yeah.
And shit like that. So
But-
it's not so simple. But again, like you don't need a relationship. Like a lot of people, and like I had friends like in high school and stuff who got into relationships like this where they were just kind of like a whipping post like for the other person's like
issues,
and like that just sucks.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not good for anyone because
No.
that person isn't getting the help that they need, and the other person is just getting like sucked in with them. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, anyways.
We recently went to get our nails done on a girls' night out, and the entire time she was asking me for advice on how to meet boys, how to talk to them, and talking about her romantic fantasies. I almost cried at her that every single conversation we have these days turns to the topic of boys. I asked her about her day, and she tells me that her cashier at McDonald's was extra cute today. I asked her how she's doing, and she said she's sad, lonely, and horny.
Stop right there. You're 17. Stop.
17-year-olds can feel like that. But I agree. It's a little weird to read as a 26-year-old. It's becoming her whole personality. The issue is twofold. I am brutally underqualified to be giving romantic advice. I had one boyfriend when I was 16 and he was 22.
Stop.
Stop. Get some help.
God.
During the relationship, he confessed to me that he doesn't feel empathy when he hurts me or other people, and he violated my consent several times. Despite this, I had no thoughts of leaving him, and I was devastated when he left me. That's typical 16-year-old shit. The like feeling devastated when the man leaves you, not the like dating a guy who violates your consent.
I mean, but that is like why the age of consent exists.
Yes.
Too, right?
In retrospect,
So, like,
I recognize this means I have a lot of working on myself to do before I get romantically involved. We stan a queen who clearly has thought about things a little bit here. The only reason I might be disqualified to give her advice is that I can talk to men I like without issue. It's like they're just dudes. Their shit stinks and they have insecurities, but they're fun to talk to. Oh my god. Oh my god. At that age, everything is the worst thing ever, the best thing ever. Every significant other is the new best person ever. Exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
I dated a few people in high school, and like it was, it's like it's a roller coaster, right? 'Cause
Absolutely.
I'm like, oh my god, like this first girlfriend I've ever had, like I could spend the rest of my life with this person. 3 months later, I hate that person.
Exactly. So essentially, my friend thinks a boyfriend will solve her problems, and she keeps asking me for advice, but I don't know what to tell her. I'm not an expert, but I think she needs a huge change in mindset.
I think she needs therapy.
She needs therapy, one. Most importantly, she needs therapy. Two, I think she's at an age where, like, okay, she's what, 17? Like, she will learn if she acts that way toward men that she probably will either not attract a boyfriend or attract like not the right kind of guy. So I think that's like something either she'll have to just fall on her face a few times, or like she will just like eventually see a therapist or just think about it even, you know? And I think then like her mindset will shift. But unfortunately, I think it's going to take a few hard lessons to do that.
I did a little reading ahead.
Yeah.
And he says her boy obsession is not only annoying, but also detrimental to her goal. I've seen her become so awkward in front of an attractive man that she stutters and literally screeches at them when she talks to them in person. Yes, she screeches at people she doesn't know. It's that bad. I asked her about it later, and she says that she was nervous. That's where I stand. When she asks my advice, the answer I don't tell her is, I can't help you, especially not in the state you're in. Please stop asking for my advice. I mean, this is like really the only answer, right? Because it's like the real problem is not all of this.
No.
It's this.
It's that she has fixated on the idea of a boyfriend and that she thinks that will solve all of the other problems she has in her life. And clearly it's not going to. And like I said before, if she doesn't seek help or like think about it more, not that your issues can be solved just by thinking about them, she will learn. Like if you screech at men, they will probably not want to talk to you, right? Like
it is weird that like that she does that and also like can't see the problem.
Can't see the problem. Yeah.
But yeah, again, like you're 17. Like it's just
yeah.
Like get help for this stuff, because this is the stuff that like you're gonna deal with the rest of your life if you don't.
And clearly it sounds like she had like rough family situation, like all that kind of stuff. So it's like clearly there's a lot going on.
Did it say something about that?
Yeah, I thought there was something that said she was from an unloving family.
I like remember that too, but I think it was a different one.
Post?
I think it was a different
Jesus.
post, because I'm not seeing it now.
No, her family was unloving growing up.
Oh yeah, okay, you're right. Thank you. I like couldn't find it.
And like the suicidal thoughts thing as well. Yeah. The suicidal things, the suicidal thoughts, I think is what is more concerning here. Like if you are so depressed to the point of suicidal thoughts, that is like the number one thing you should be solving, not getting a boyfriend.
I would never like tell someone who like has depression or anxiety or whatever like not to get into a relationship, because you can't like really control when that shit happens. But definitely like I think just focusing on yourself will majorly help with that stuff. And I think if this person who is 17 years old started dating when they're 17 years old, like, you know, basically in high school anyways, I don't think like that's not really when you form like lasting relationships anyways. Like I don't think this person is gonna regret like not being desirable to men. Like
as RuPaul always says, how the hell can you love somebody else if you don't love yourself? I believe that's what she says, and it's true. You can certainly like still work on things while you're in a relationship, but if you are depressed to the point of suicide, a boyfriend is not the priority here. It's really not.
Yeah, if you're talking about the thing about her being depressed and suicidal, I think she glossed over it because her friend like seemingly doesn't want help with that. Yeah. But I still think that like I still think giving her advice about anything else is like just unproductive if she's like literally depressed to the point of suicide. I mean, like, and you're right, that may be an exaggeration, maybe
true,
maybe an embellishment.
We don't know,
but you know, I think like realistically, even if that's not the case, if she thinks of relationships like getting a man will solve all of her problems like a Disney movie, then that's also a pretty like incorrect and unhealthy way to look at it anyway. So I think the best advice for this person is probably just don't worry about dating right now.
Having a relationship with a man only gives you more problems.
True.
Am I right?
Amen.
Amen, I mean, sister.
A woman.
A woman.
Okay. Yeah, we did want to read this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That's true, Super Jesus. I agree.
I would imagine, though, as an 18-year-old, that's probably pretty hard to navigate.
As an 18-year-old, too, like, I don't know. I remember hearing about that kind of stuff when I was 18, and, like, I got it, but I don't think you really, like, as an 18-year-old, you don't really understand the gravity of, like, that situation. Like, at least some people don't understand the gravity of that situation when they hear about someone being suicidal.
No,
you know what I mean? Unless you've, like, been through it or someone close to you has been through something like that, like it's hard as an 18-year-old to, like, put yourself in that person's shoes and, like, really get to it, you know?
All right, I can take this one. You read a few in a row.
Yeah.
All right. I 30M, so 30-year-old male.
Yes.
Been with my fiance, 33-year-old male, for over 5 years and got engaged earlier this year. We were in an open relationship, but everything had to be approved ahead of time, okay? He went away for a month for work and wanted to hook up with someone. I wasn't super comfortable with it, but he guilted me into agreeing.
Uh-oh.
We set boundaries of what was allowed and what wasn't, and he broke all of those boundaries and lied to me about it, and so I consider that cheating. Yeah, I mean, it is.
It is.
When he got back, I asked him to cut contact with this person, but he refused, saying they're friends, and I cannot control who he is friends with. We agreed to close the relationship and see a therapist. Through talking to the therapist, we uncovered deeper problems that he did what he did because he was unhappy with certain parts of our relationship. I've been working hard for these past few weeks to try and be a better partner, but I also found out that he has been continuing to talk to the guy this whole time when he agreed to stop while we were in therapy. After I found out, I was really upset and he agreed to cut contact, but wasn't happy about it. Dude, after all of that, like, at least just be like, yeah. Like,
yeah.
Unless you're gonna spend the rest of your life with this other person, like, it's not fucking worth it. Especially if you're engaged. Like, what the hell? We had another session with the therapist yesterday, and when he told her I made him cut contact, she said that was a red flag that I made him do it. What the fuck? This is like clown world shit.
Literally, though.
This comment is what has been bothering me the whole time. To me, it was a no-brainer. If he cheated on me, he needs to cut contact with the person that he cheated with if we want to continue the relationship. So the red flag for me was him not agreeing to it and fighting it so hard. I feel like after everything that happened, I'm taking all the blame for not being a good partner to cause him to cheat, and he is receiving more support than me. And I know I need to be better, and I've been trying hard while he was still talking to them behind my back. And being told that making him cut contact was a red flag really upset me and is making me question whether that was a reasonable thing to want now. I feel like I just want some support and validation for how I feel, and I've not been able to get that from anyone.
He did edit and say, a lot of people have interpreted that the therapist's comment about the red flag was that my partner didn't offer to cut contact on his own. That was not what she meant. She specifically said he shouldn't do something he doesn't want to if he feels I am making him do it. We have agreed to close our relationship and don't have any plans to reopen it. He willingly agreed to stop contact. Now.
Yeah. Okay. So, so the whole thing with open relationships, like, I agree that I don't doubt that it probably works for some people, but usually what happens is one person wants it and the other person isn't sure. And it sounds like in this case, the fiance wanted it and the OP was like, okay, we can try this as long as you
do this.
Yeah.
That's the thing I have issue with. And the fiance said
okay to swing that door open, and he just wanted to push, to toe the line.
The fact that the boundaries were pushed of what was allowed and what wasn't, and he broke all of those boundaries and then lied about it, that's what I have an issue with. Because, like, open relationships, I'm not personally interested in one.
No.
But if you can come to some sort of agreement and be adults about it, and, like, this is what's okay, this is what is not okay, I feel like that's the best way to, like, handle something like that. However, if you violate those boundaries and lie about them, that is where the issue is.
Yeah. Well, and I think a lot of times what it sounds like, and in this case, I think it's true, is that the relationship has probably just run its course. And,
at this point, yes.
Neither party really wants to admit it. I think, like, it's good that the OP is, like, trying to
work on it.
It sounds like his fiance really doesn't care all that much. It's kind of, he's like, sorry he got caught type of situation.
Yeah,
basically.
100%.
And then the fact that, like, I feel like asking him to not continue to talk to the person that he effectively cheated with is not that big of an ask given, like, everything else that happened.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're willing to continue the relationship even in spite of that, like, tells me that you're very forgiving and understanding, and that he is, like, kind of abusing that trust in a way.
I think what makes it complicated,
and the fact that he couldn't, like, even after getting away with all of that, the fact that he couldn't just, like, take his lumps and just stop talking to this person tells me that he does not give a fuck. Like,
that's the thing I have a problem with too. Like, especially, like, if you're engaged and they've been together for over 5 years, like, that's a long ass time to be in a relationship with someone and then just be like, like, fuck it, like, I'm just gonna go cheat with someone else and I don't care, like, how that makes you feel, like,
yeah,
certainly people in relationships can be driven to do that, but I just feel like that's so, like, shitty of the fiance just to be like, I don't care that I cheated, I'm not gonna, like, stop talking to this person, I'm just gonna continue. Like,
it's crazy. Not fair. It's crazy that the therapist like, said that was a red flag, though. That
is also weird.
I think, like, when you go to, like, some sort of couples counseling, I've never experienced this, but I would assume that the therapist has to be as neutral as possible, even if one person is like objectively the worst person in the relationship. I have to imagine you have to be as neutral as possible.
Yeah.
However, I think in the event of infidelity, I have to imagine that just like asking that the person stop talking to the other person is like not, it shouldn't be like, I mean, available to that level of scrutiny, right?
Yeah. No, I
just think like that should be like a no-brainer.
Like,
yeah.
I just feel bad. I mean, like,
I'm curious what
they are a crappy therapist. I agree. Yeah, I don't feel like a therapist, even if they know that like there is clearly a right and a wrong here, like they should not have ever said something like, well, you're like the way you want them to cut contact is a red flag. Like,
yeah, I think and the other thing too with the open relationship is that it sounds like the partner just wanted like a reason to kind of like
he wanted like
a
hall pass.
Yeah.
To go like do stuff with other people or like talk to other people.
And it sounds like he probably didn't think or didn't consider what he was doing to be cheating.
Yeah. Well, my fiance told me I could go do this, so it's not cheating.
Because then you kind of have an out, even though you probably shouldn't.
I can understand, yeah, the leap in like the fiance's mind where he's like, well, we're in an open relationship, so that means I can go like do open relationship things. But then he like conveniently forgot about like the boundaries that they had set at the beginning of that.
Yeah, I didn't read this whole comment, but yeah, basically, if they respected you and valued you, they wouldn't be doing things to jeopardize your trust and overall relationship. And that is the real red flag here.
I don't think OP says, I don't think he is a bad person, and that's why we are trying to work this out together. But this has been a big point we have not agreed on.
What's this comment? Please know that someone doesn't need to be a bad person for you to leave a relationship or for you to seek out a better partner. I think that's fair. It sounds like these two people are not on the same page.
That's the thing. Yeah.
They want different things. It sounds like their relationship, even prior to open relationship and cheating, was not headed in a good direction.
Yeah.
And it sounds like the open relationship, at least for the fiance, was like a band-aid for their problems.
Yeah.
Just so that he could get what he wanted somewhere else and not have to, deal with it on the home front. I think the writing is on the wall that the relationship is over. I think he abused OP's trust a little bit. But I agree. It doesn't seem like he's probably a terrible person. No. But I think he just needs something else. And I think the same is true for OP.
If I remember right, in the post, he said like through talking to the relationship counselor, they uncovered that there were things in the relationship that he felt like he wasn't getting. And that's why he felt like he had to go cheat. Or talk to somebody else.
How hard is it to just like talk?
Apparently hard. I mean, it's uncomfortable to talk about, and especially they're engaged. Like, I'm sure for them, it's like, at least for the person trying to salvage the relationship, like, I don't want to just give up. Like, we've been together. There's like the sunk cost fallacy going on here. Like I've put so much time and effort into this. I don't want to, jeopardize this. We're engaged. I don't want to be that person who's broken off an engagement. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of like issues that the other person was struggling with.
I bet relationship counselors hate open relationships or they love them because it's like a challenge, It's a challenge, or it's like, good, I know these people will be back. It's like the Dark Souls of relationship
100%
drama.
Yeah, cheating is tough. Like I'm not sure I've ever known someone who has been like a blatantly cheated on. Do you know someone who and obviously you don't have to give specifics, but like, have you ever encountered a situation with a friend where they have been absolutely blatantly cheated on?
I know someone who has openly cheated and confessed to me.
Okay.
But not the inverse, I don't believe.
Okay.
Not that I know of, at least.
I've definitely encountered like gray situations, like people telling me about like my relationships on the rocks, and then like certain things happen afterward. I just don't want to give away like personal information because it's all speculation.
I'm the same. Yeah.
But I know who you're talking about. Yeah. I don't know. It's so tough because I feel like in most cheating situations, I'm like, break up. Like you don't.
Yeah, I mean,
you shouldn't be with somebody who cheats on you.
Realistically, you should have broke up first.
Yeah.
And then did your screwing around later.
Yeah.
I don't know. People, like, I think people think that they're sneakier and cleverer than they are. And they want the security of a relationship. And even if they don't want that relationship itself. And I think that's what leads to it. But it's ridiculous.
I think it's tough, too, because, like, when you've been in a relationship for so long, like, it's easy in the moment because you can't imagine your life without that other person, or it's hard to imagine. It's easy in the moment to be like, well, like, let's just work on it and like make things better, when like sometimes the best thing is to break up, but you might not realize that until years later, you know?
Okay, this is a two-parter and it's also about cheating. Do you want to read it? Oh my fucking...
There's levels to it in my mind. If you cheat, realize your mistake and are honest about it and don't make the mistake again, I can understand. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I guess like, I don't think it's like a 100%, like, you have to break up situation.
No.
And I think it's like, I think it's more and more complicated, like you know, if you're married with kids and like,
the
and all that
longer you've
stuff,
been
like,
together.
You know, it's pretty like, how do I even word this? I want to say like unforgivable, but I don't necessarily mean like unforgivable, but just like that will always like hang over the relationship, right?
That I think is the thing that I would struggle with the most if that ever happened to me. Is it's like, even if that person apologizes,
I think this one's too long.
Doesn't make the mistake. The next one has an amazing title, so we need to read that one. Like that, I feel
Holy
like for
shit.
me personally would hang over my head, even if the person like didn't make the mistake ever again. This is an amazing title, and this person deserves a Pulitzer.
All right. My husband feels betrayed and is now afraid to have kids with me since I told him I got a nose job. Wow. I got a nose job very, very young. I hated having a hooked nose. Now that I'm older, I deeply regret it. The person I see in the mirror looks fake, and when I look at old pictures, I think I would have been a uniquely beautiful girl now if I hadn't gotten it. I really don't like my nose right now. I never told my husband about it. I never talk about it. I don't even like looking at those old pictures because it makes me sad. But my mom dropped off my grade 8 yearbook and he really wanted to go through it, and he noticed my nose and I told him. He exploded, which I didn't expect at all. He told me it's a betrayal that I married him without telling him that. That's crazy. And now he feels guilty that if we have a child together, the child may get a hooked nose. Bro. It's not a deal breaker necessarily, but he is very upset with me and afraid to have kids with me. He went to cool off outside, came back and explained he might have a daughter who will be bullied and might never feel beautiful unless she gets surgery. And he is very against cosmetic surgery. He just needs his space from me for now, but what do I do? What is a hooked nose?
It's like the tip of your nose kind of like goes down and like hooks under. I think that's what she's describing. I'm laughing right now, but I feel bad about it. Same. Well, I think massive overreaction. Yeah, it's, see how like the tip kind of like comes down? Or like you get kind of the bump in the middle there. Yeah.
No, I mean, some of these people like don't really have
Paris
it.
Hilton has a hook nose. She's doing just fine.
But yeah, like none of these people, I would say, like none of these people are like objectively unattractive because of the nose, right?
No.
That's crazy.
Okay, so what should she do?
I definitely knew people like that who had a nose like that, and I never thought twice about it.
I never thought twice. I just was like, oh, your nose looks different than mine.
So
just because it was an insecurity of hers does not mean it would be an insecurity of that future child.
Damn, okay, wait, she's only 22. How young would you get that?
Well,
surgery?
So she
That's
said
like,
in 8th grade, she still had the hooked nose. So I'm going to assume like high school. Yeah. Which is young to like make a decision. I feel like that.
This is crazy, and it kind of like lives rent free in my mind. I had a class with a girl who I did not know well, and obviously like will not name her at all. But like, I never thought she was like bad looking, but I swear to God, one day she showed up to class and she just looked different, like way different.
She
like,
get a nose job?
More than like, well, so that's what I don't know. She looked more different than like just like, you know, makeup or a haircut or whatever. Yeah. And I was like, maybe I just like never really looked like that closely at her face, you know, maybe she's not that different, but like it lives rent free in my mind to this day. I'm like that girl like changed a lot, like overnight.
Interesting.
Maybe it was her.
True.
No, she wouldn't be 22.
That's true. So I think the husband massively overreacted. He needs to chill.
Yeah, no, that is just crazy. And like, I don't even know. I assume.
What, does he love her less because
he's
she got a nose job?
He's obviously not behaving rationally, but is a hooked nose even something that can be genetic?
Yeah.
And even if it is, like, just cross that bridge when you come to it. Like,
what if you have kids and they don't have a hooked nose?
Yeah, I mean, that's possible. And what if you have kids and they do? Like, what's the worst?
Right.
Like, what's the worst thing that could happen? Like,
well, and that's like that. I don't like his projection of like, I'm afraid that my daughter will be bullied and might never feel beautiful unless she gets surgery. How do you know that's even going to happen? You don't even have kids. Like, it's one thing to have a kid and have them struggle with that, but you are projecting your own fear on a kid that doesn't even exist yet.
This is definitely like an insane
it sounds
reaction.
insane to me. Like, also
should not be a deal breaker.
The past is the past. He can't go back in time and change the fact that she got a nose job. Like, Molly Ringwald. I like, that's like another thing too. Is like, he can't go back and change. What is he supposed to do? Make her go get another nose job to hook her nose back? Like,
yeah, well, and so there's like a weird dynamic here too, because if he thinks that like, you know, they could have a daughter who would be bullied and like want to get surgery and whatever, the wife says she regrets it.
Yeah.
Like, and not only that, but like, is the husband saying he wouldn't love her if she had a hooked nose? Like,
I do agree.
That's so like crazy and superficial.
I do agree, Super Jesus. I do feel like the nose is not really the issue here. He probably does feel like he was betrayed a little bit, like, because he wasn't told about that and was kind of like,
it almost sounds like the wife is like kind of like ashamed.
It seems like she's kind of embarrassed
which
about
is like
getting the
which
nose
is fine,
job. Yeah,
I guess. I don't really think she needs to tell him. I don't know. Like, what if it was like a corrective surgery, like that she like that, just not like, let's drop the nose thing and like
she just got some sort of a surgery to correct an issue.
Yeah, like a cleft lip or something.
Yeah.
You know? Like, a lot of people get that like corrected as a baby, but like, could you imagine if if because of that he like had this reaction?
Yeah, I think, I don't know how to say this. Like, I can understand to a point where he says like, I didn't know this like could possibly be a genetic thing that you could carry on to your kids. However, it's a hooked nose. You're not going to like, you know, you're not going to like, I don't know, like die because your nose is hooked, right? Like other complications that you could pass on that are medically like a big deal. Not saying a cleft lip is really that big of a deal anyway, but you know what I mean? Like, if she had something that was like really serious that she could pass on to a future child, yeah, say something. A hooked nose?
Yeah.
I don't really feel like that's like a make or break. Like, I won't have kids with you because you have a hooked nose.
We're maybe going too deep into this. This guy definitely does sound.
He needs to relax.
Very shallow. It sounds like
shallow for sure.
I mean, yeah. I just think like.
Can you get? I mean, like, okay, she probably should have maybe just.
This is just weird.
Him,
like, I've never even like considered a situation like this.
Sounds like she has some low self-esteem too, so this guy doesn't really seem like a good match, judging from this story. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Like, I don't know. I think ultimately
I mean, that's like as far as reasons to not want to have kids with someone, that might be like the lowest bar I've ever seen.
Oh yeah. What are you expecting? The perfect person? Like, if he's angry because he's afraid his kids are going to have an ugly hooked nose, then he's wrong and immature. Yes.
I don't even think the secret is that bad. Like, at worst, this is like, like like a white lie, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But at best, it's like maybe she just didn't think it was all that important, like that he know, you know?
Yeah.
Because she kind of like just is who she is, you know? Like
That's, yeah.
he likes her for her, supposedly.
And the fact that this is over something as small as a hooked nose. Yeah, it's really
and
not
you're right.
that
It's
important.
definitely not like a defect or anything. It's just kind of like a feature.
It's people have weird shaped body parts. Like, I don't know. Like, we all have like little quirks about us as people. Like, it's fine.
Your husband isn't safe to have children with.
What?
Right, well,
That's it. This subreddit gets wild.
They always go like, they always go way like hard in the other direction.
If you scroll down far enough, you're gonna see something like calling.
What we really should be doing is
something.
like sort them by controversial.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
I'm a little worried about what lurks below. But,
that's true.
Yeah, like. I think maybe I think best case he just needs to cool off and think about it, because I think it's like it sounds like he, you know,
he has a right to
giving
feel
him
upset
like a little bit of the
here.
benefit of the doubt, you know, maybe he had a bad day, found this out, like kind of just blew up, whatever, like, you know, maybe he comes back and is like, all right, it's not that big of a deal.
Thought about it. It's not that big of a. It's like someone blowing up because you never told them you had zits in high school.
Yeah,
that's a good
actually,
way to think about it. And if you think about it that way, then
I'm terrified my children will grow up with acne.
Like for example, I had pretty bad acne in high school. Like, so I've probably mentioned that to you, but like, would you ever be like, well, now we are never having children together because they might have acne like you did? Like,
no, I'm thinking maybe it'll even out because I had like no acne. So maybe
they'll only get like
maybe
a
they'll
couple.
get my superpower genes.
They'll only get like a couple.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It's not the end of the world. This is not like.
Although my sister did have it, so our kids
Runs
are
in
probably
the family.
screwed. Yeah. I actually don't. Acne is another thing that I don't really know if that's genetic.
It might be.
It's probably there's probably like certain like complexions and stuff like that.
There's a certain genetic
are more, like,
component
inclined
to
get
it. It's definitely not like the only thing that plays into it though.
Yeah.
Because like both of my parents didn't have acne really, but then I had like really bad acne.
This is weird because
Anyway.
I don't like really know what advice to give this person. Like the husband is definitely 100,000% in the wrong here. But you know, it's like it's kind of a weird thing. Like I've never even thought about this. It like he's definitely in the wrong. Is this like a relationship ender? I don't know. You're 26 and 22. Like, are you really like on the verge of having kids? Like, I don't know. Maybe you could be. Yeah, I don't.
It belongs in the "Am I the asshole?" So
yeah, well,
100%.
Exactly.
So if this was an "Am I the asshole?" post,
The husband definitely
is the asshole, and the girl's not an asshole.
No, I think like at worst the share of the blame here, like at absolute worst, is like 80-20 for her, like just you know, quote unquote telling a lie. But 100% the husband is way more the asshole.
Way worse.
I don't know. I don't think I have anything more to say about this one. Like I think this is like a ridiculous issue. The fact that this even exists is crazy.
What a title though. Oh,
yeah.
Wait, her username is, she has a throwaway, but then it's hooked N.
Yeah, I saw that.
When would that come up though? By the way, I had a nose job. Exactly. Like
yeah, no, and you're right. That's like basically what I was saying. But like, I think like maybe like if there's any way you could like construe it as like the wife shares some of the blame, it's just because like, you know, she quote unquote hid that from him. But you're right. I believe that there is a possibility that it just never came up and like she didn't consider it important enough that he needed to know.
Yeah.
Or like honestly, maybe just that like he would never find out, like, which is possible.
Yeah.
All right, moving on from that one. Oh, this one sounds sad.
Yeah, I don't know if I even want to like really dive into that one just because it's like sounds depressing.
Oh my god, I read this one earlier because I was like, all right,
my
what kind of shit's
girlfriend
on
loves
here?
to watch me work out. It makes me uncomfortable.
These are weirder than in the relationship.
Yeah, we should just hang out here. Like.
Okay, there is like an original post.
Okay. Okay.
You want to take this one?
Yeah. My girlfriend loves to watch me work out. It makes me uncomfortable. We have been dating for 2 years. I used to work out at the gym, but bought some equipment and started to work out at home when lockdown happened. My girlfriend thinks it's hot and checks me out and watches me. I was okay with her doing it a few times, but she does it a lot more now. Yeah, I'm picturing that too. Like, what is she just sitting in the corner for like an hour and a half while he just like lifts weights? It makes me uncomfortable. I honestly don't work out to look good. Working out and feeling my body hurt makes me feel really good about myself. Was in a pretty messed up spot mentally, and working out feels like a reminder that I'm not lazy and I can do hard things. So working out is not for benefiting his body, it's just for feeling good. I get it. My girlfriend just sits and watches. It makes me feel cheapened. I end up focusing on my body a lot more, and it leaves me feeling a lot less satisfied. I don't get it. Shouldn't I be happy that my girlfriend likes to watch me work out? Shouldn't I be happy that she is attracted to me? She has tried to make a move a few times, and I end up sleeping with her as she is sensitive to the rejection, and yeah, it ends up fucking my head when that happens. I don't know how to bring this up to her. I feel like it makes me look insecure. Well, I am, but I don't want to hurt her feelings. I can't blame her for doing this when I haven't said anything at all. I should, but I'm struggling with articulating why I find this uncomfortable. Okay, what's the update then?
Yeah, okay, we can.
Because I feel like I can't give advice until I read the update. So I used the format suggested by a commenter to talk to my girlfriend. She didn't react well. She instantly jumped to me not being attracted to her. I tried to tell her that it was not about attraction, but my safe space and routine. She didn't believe me. Put me in the spot where I was consoling her for breaking my boundaries. It was hard. I realized I have done this a lot. I slept with her when I was not in the mood, just not to hurt her. I've been put on the spot to prove that I'm attracted to her. I just can't even bring this up without her breaking down and making it about her insecurities. I really don't have the energy to deal with it. I understand she has insecurities, but what has dawned on me is that she uses her insecurities as tools to manipulate me into doing the things she wants. I'm thinking about breaking up with her, so it's hard. We live together, it's hard, our lease ends, blah, blah, blah. I haven't broken up with her yet. I'm just working up the courage. I don't think she's trying to manipulate me. She's a good person. I just don't want to do this.
This is kind of a crazy issue because like
crazy.
I would not like. So yeah, I would not generally consider her just liking watching him work out to be weird. Like I don't know. Like it's.
I think if he would have.
It's also not weird that he's not into it though, right? Yeah. Like I think that it goes both ways. Like I don't think it's all that weird that she likes that, and I don't think it's all that weird that he doesn't like that.
I think the issue I have here is like when he says like I end up still sleeping with her because she's sensitive to rejection and I basically can't say no to her. And I also feel like he feels like he doesn't want working out to be like something that makes her horny, right? Like he just works out because he wants to feel good about himself, and it's like a motivation thing for him, you know? And that's how I started my career as a camp. So that's like the issue I have here is like, it's not that you're right, that she likes watching him or that he doesn't like being watched. It's the fact that like he didn't say anything and then also like sleeps with her, which gives her the idea like, oh, like if I watch him work out, like it could result in this. And like that's also not fair to her.
It's a bit crazy that like her like belief that he is attracted to her lives and dies on her like being able to watch him work out.
Well, so I wonder if when they had that conversation, he also said, hey, by the way, sometimes like I say yes to sleeping with you, even when I don't really want to or don't feel like it. And that's where she felt like that, what, you don't find me attractive? And like, you just say yes because you feel like you have to?
Well,
like,
those are definitely two separate issues. Like for one, he shouldn't do that.
No.
And two, yeah, I mean, he kind of a little bit dug his own grave there, right?
Well, so pull up the update again because I want to like... Yeah, I mean, he admits, I have slept with her when I was not in the mood, just not to hurt her. I've been put on the spot to prove that I'm attracted to her. I can't even bring this up without her breaking down and making it about her insecurities. Like, both people have things here that they need to work on. Like, she needs to, like, understand that, like, he might say like, hey, I don't like when you do this thing, and it's not because I don't love you.
Yeah.
It's just because like I don't want it to be like this, you know? Like I feel like we've had conversations like that, not about like anything related to this, but like you've had like you like your alone time. And like when we first started living together, I remember you being like, hey, like
I'm gonna just like shut the door.
I'm going
just,
to
like,
shut
be
the door
alone.
and
Yeah.
be alone from you. And it's not because I don't love you. It's just because I want some alone time. And like,
Right.
I remember the first few times feeling like, what? You don't want to spend all your time with me? I get it now. But like, I can understand in her position, like, you know, having this feeling of like, what? You
I
just
get-
don't
I
like.
get what you're
I can
saying.
understand that logical leap of like,
What
you just don't like me?
learned from being in a relationship for 7 years is that girls like hyper analyze everything.
Absolutely.
And dudes like rarely mean anything
That's
by
you.
like what
You
they
have
do.
said that many times. Like,
I'm like,
do not read into what I am saying.
You're reading into things that I mean
Don't
absolutely
exist.
nothing by.
Don't exist. Yeah, no, it's totally true. And I feel like a lot of people, like a lot of girls I know fall into that. Like, oh, what do you think he meant? Like, do you think he meant this or this or this? And it's like, he probably
nothing.
meant exactly what
he
he
probably
said.
didn't think twice about it.
He probably meant exactly what he said and then went on and did something else. You're writing the fan fiction of what I said. Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, I don't know. I'm good on this guy for recognizing that there are things that he clearly needs to do better.
Yeah.
In the relationship. I think it's fair to say I don't have the energy to deal with this. I ultimately feel like probably breaking up is a good idea here.
It's a little weird that like this is the catalyst for that, but like I kind of agree with you. I feel like this issue like shouldn't be insurmountable. But I feel like the guy like kind of dug his own grave by like, you know, agreeing to sleep with her when he didn't want to.
Yeah.
That adds a weird dynamic into all of this where like he kind of feels like to prove that he's attracted to her that he has to do that, which puts him in a shitty position too, because it's like it's not like that's not really good for anyone.
No,
it's not good for her, and it's not good for him if he doesn't want to do it, you know. It's like I'm not like suggesting that there's not like consent or something, but it's kind of like a
stop working out
yeah.
in your belly.
Simply become less attractive, forehead.
Just literally never work out again.
Just quit being such a hot buff hunk. Just quit being such a snack.
Yeah. I don't know. I think our conclusion here is good. Like I think it's having a hard time taking this.
It's kind of like
it is funny. Like I will say I have heard of like funny small things that like ultimately cause the end of the relationship, and it's not that like it's not even probably really about the whole working out thing. It's more that it just exposed other issues in their relationship.
Yeah.
And this was kind of the thing that like made them start talking about all those insecurities. You know?
Yeah.
Like I think that's what happened here. But you're right, it is funny to think about like
that this is the reason.
Yeah. Like
but yeah, I fully 100% agree with what you're saying.
Like I'm thinking of a scenario specifically that I'm like very familiar with where this happened. Like a relationship ended like and when the person was saying like these are the reasons why I don't want to be with you anymore, they were seemingly very small inconsequential things, but they build up into something more or expose other problems in the relationship.
Yeah. It's very I've had friends and family members, like extended family members will say that like we're of the opinion that like anything in a relationship can be fixed. But I think it's possible to just get to an impasse where like neither party will budge or change, and like that's just it, you know? And it sounds like that's like weirdly enough through the whole working out thing that is where this couple got to. Yeah. Is like, you know, the unstoppable force and the immovable object.
Yeah.
Right. And it just like you have a disagreement that you aren't going to be able to fix. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but it just sounds like that's what happened. No, I'm not. Sorry. Like family one, just no. Sorry. Felt like a third wheel to my girlfriend and her friend this past weekend. Ooh, this sounds like a spicy one.
Ooh. Long, spicy.
It's not
Not too
super
bad.
long. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. This is actually the first time we've done this, but I think we'll probably
This is really fun.
I think we'll probably do this more. We might find other like subreddits.
I used to read both of these subreddits pretty frequently. Like I used to be on these like daily. I wouldn't comment, but I just would like read all the gossip because I feels like I don't like have friends that do wild shit like this. So it's like reading this was like kind of just fun. And I would always think about like what would I do? Or it's like fun to read about like what other people think. I'm definitely a lurker.
Yeah, big lurker.
I had one comment once that like blew up on Reddit, so my account has like a weirdly large amount of karma. But for the most part, I lurk. I don't ever really comment on things. Have I told you about the comment I had that blew up?
I remember it was something about
going to China,
traveling in China. I had like so don't judge me because this was like almost a decade ago at this point. I made a Doge meme that blew up back when that was like the hot meme, and I got like a couple thousand karma from that. And this is not my main Reddit account. That's on my other Reddit account.
This is the Smurf.
Yeah, this is the Smurf, the Reddit Smurf.
The guy that downvoted her comment. That'd be no, that downloaded my
no,
like.
I know. I'm just like just trolling.
It was funny too because that was one of the first times I had ever commented on a Reddit post, and for whatever reason, people were just like upvoting it. I had people messaging me being like, "Did you go to this school? Were you in China at this time?" Like asking if they like knew me and shit. It was really weird. I'd be like, "No, like I had no idea who you are."
Even if someone did know you, would you have said anything?
No, but like I went to China for a trip in college. Like it was part of a study abroad thing. And I had somebody message me and be like, did you go to this high school and did you go on this band trip to China? And I was like, it was very specific.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, like I was in college when this happened. Like
Yeah, I feel like I've seen that in the replies a lot, like
that,
where people will say that, and most of the time it's just like no. But every now and then you get one that's where someone's like, actually, yes, is your name like whatever, and then like the people will figure out who each other are. Yeah, I always find that funny.
Okay.
Anyways,
Tangent.
we're on felt like a third wheel to my girlfriend and her friend this past weekend.
Ooh.
Right off the bat, this sounds like an insecure guy.
Let's see. Let's see before we judge.
Okay, so the friend is male. That actually changes.
The friend is male. Right. Yeah.
I'm
20.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'm trying. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to read this as like a sentence without all the like age and gender stuff. But it's hard when they like refer to the thing in parentheses like as part of the sentence.
You got to get used to it.
I'm a 27-year-old male. My girlfriend is a 27-year-old female, and our friend, a 27-year-old male, all spent this weekend at the Renaissance Festival. I've been dying to go for a very long time, and my girlfriend has been too. We bought our tickets about a month and a half ago, and around that same time, our friend group was talking about going to the Renaissance Festival. My girlfriend got mad that we had our tickets.
Or got sad.
So she asked if the friend group could join us. Only one did. We had a total of 3 people going.
Okay.
Now this guy is both of our friends. I knew him in high school, but didn't talk to him much. My girlfriend worked with him and then developed a good relationship with him. Now we're at the festival and I can already feel the attention shift from me to him. Her and him connect on a much different level in which they can hold conversations about things I have no understanding of. I would try to include myself, and sometimes I would get talked over. This made for a very long day. After the festival, her and I went back to our hotel room. She didn't want to do anything but play on her Switch and her phone and then sleep. The next day, her and I got to spend an hour and a half together at the festival without the friend, and it was nice. He overslept his alarm, so I felt thankful for having quality time with my girlfriend. The sad thing is, he would come up in conversation quite a bit. She knew something was wrong with me starting that day. She asked and I would deflect the question because I knew it would just start a fight. Finally, I caved and said that I felt like a third wheel in this trip and it's kind of ruining something I've been looking forward to for a long time, especially with my significant other. She got mad and said that she's not going to ever invite a friend again and that she'll just stay friendless forever. Okay, come on. Of course that isn't what I want. She was just acting dramatic. She got over it. we went along with our second day. And it was almost like the first day. I was included more, but not much. I just rolled with it. Before we left the city, we decided to get dinner. We all went to this nice place to eat. The feeling of being a third wheel didn't stop here. The moment that really hit me was when he got up to go to the bathroom. I watched my girlfriend's eyes. They stared at him and went up and down. She totally checked him out.
Okay.
Last night when we came home, she just laid in bed and played her Switch. There wasn't any quality time for just us, just her solitude time. Her and I have been dating for nearly 4 years. This weekend really bothered me. Am I just overreacting from this weekend, or should I be upset? My past relationship ended in my heart being broken due to cheating, which left me with PTSD. Our friend, on the other hand, is single and just got out of a rough relationship. We were hoping to use this weekend to help him, but I don't know. They were both acting dramatic for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start from the beginning.
There's kind of a lot to unpack here. Yeah.
So first off, it sounds like he wanted to go to the Renaissance Festival with only his girlfriend.
Well, it sounded like they wanted to invite more friends, right?
They wanted to invite more friends. Well,
it seems almost like circumstantial that it was just this one friend.
So the last sentence in the first paragraph. My girlfriend get bad that we had our tickets. So she asked if the friend group could join us. Only one did. So I think she like thought, okay, so let me like back up. So he wanted this to only be the two of them. When she brought up the idea of inviting more people, he should have said, hey, I kind of wanted this to be like just the two of us.
Yeah.
Next time we do something like this, you can invite friends or whatever. Or like, I want this to be something that like the two of us do together without friends.
I don't know if, well, yeah. So it sounds like that's part of the problem. It doesn't really sound to me like he communicated that well to his girlfriend, though. It sounds like he kind of just bent over backwards and was like, yeah, sure. We can invite friends.
Maybe it's like, sure, invite friends. And then it was like, okay, well, only one friend's coming and it's a guy. Okay. And then
kind of weird.
Kind of weird, but like they both know the guy. Like, I mean, we've hung out with like your guy friends one-on-one. 2-on-1 with them.
Wait, okay, so this is interesting. This guy is both of our friends. I knew him in high school, but didn't talk to him much. So they went to high school together.
Yeah.
But they've only been dating for 4 years, so they reconnected, and they both.
Or maybe he knows him from high school.
Well, yeah, it could.
They weren't really.
She
friends.
might know. Maybe she knows him from some other. Yeah. So I guess I want to assume that they went to.
She worked with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting that they both independently knew this guy, but. We
have people like that. I could think of people that I worked with that knew you in high school.
That's true.
But you're right. It is weird.
I don't know. I guess like weird isn't really
not weird.
It's
funny that they
I was
both
trying
know this
to
guy.
kind of like decide if that like changed the story at all, but it really doesn't.
No, I don't think so. Okay. I think so. Then they go to the festival. She clearly gets along with this guy and like talks to him a lot about stuff that the boyfriend feels like he can't contribute to. What do we think about that?
I think not inherently weird. I think that is like how people act when they like reconnect with old friends. A lot of times, I think if it bothers the boyfriend and he doesn't say anything,
that's on him.
It's on him.
That's on him. Different friends for different interests. Exactly.
Yeah. Should it bother him? I don't know. I think if like it seemed like she was making an active effort to exclude him, then maybe. But I guess he said I would try to include myself, and sometimes I would get talked over. Yeah, I don't know.
That might just be like more of an awkward miscommunication than like, yeah, it sounds like it was just the one time.
Yeah.
It's not really like an ongoing thing. Seemingly this girl has never really like talked about this guy, or like he hasn't been in like, it's not like he said one guy from our friend group joined and this is the guy she always talks about and is said as hot, you know? Like, I think it's just like a guy that was joining. She wanted to include him and be friendly to him. She probably was like, I see my boyfriend way more than I see this friend.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend time with my friend.
Yeah. And it sounds like there was a specific reason too that she like wanted to cheer this guy up because he went through a breakup or something like that.
Yeah.
I could like see how maybe like the boyfriend would kind of pick up on like a weird dynamic there, but I don't think that's inherently what's going on.
I don't think there's any indication that she like is cheating or anything like that. Like,
no.
I think it's like her and this guy get along. They have similar interests. They talked about their similar interests. We have friends like that too, where like if the three of us hang out, either you have an interest with this other person and you talk about that interest and I kind of sit out, or I talk about this interest with someone and you kind of sit out. And you should absolutely be a little more trusting than this.
Yeah.
I would never see you talking to a girl space friend about an interest, a shared interest you have, and like take that as an insult to our relationship.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think like she's crossing any boundaries here either. She's just talking to this guy about like seemingly normal stuff.
I mean, I'm even like quite good friends with a former high school girlfriend, and it's not really weird.
No.
But it's helped by the fact that she's a lesbian now. But, you know.
True.
But you're right. Like I think you just have to be clear about it, and like obviously where like the boundaries are and stuff. But it doesn't really sound like the girlfriend here really violated any boundaries.
I think he could say after the fact, "Hey, I felt like I wasn't included a lot in your conversations." Like, and it's seemingly he talks about it like the end of each day he wanted to like spend time like one-on-one with his girlfriend.
It sounds like he wanted
she
this
was
trip.
not really having it.
It sounds like he wanted this trip to be a date, but he was like afraid to tell her that
that's
that was
what I
he
said
wanted.
at the beginning. Yeah, like,
and then it sounds like for the whole trip he kind of projected because he was mad that it wasn't just the two of them.
Yeah, I think,
and the whole thing about her like laying in bed and playing her Switch doesn't really sound like anything.
It's called being tired after walking around all day.
Sounds like what I do before bed. Like, I would not read into that at all. This thing right here particularly, I watched my girlfriend's eyes. They stared at him and went up and down. She totally checked him out. This is nothing. There is absolutely no way that like, yeah, there's no way that is actually what happened.
Or if she did look him up and down, she is allowed. This sounds weird, so like bear with me when I say this because I want to explain this.
I think I know where you're going.
She's allowed to like look at other people, and maybe she does think this friend is attractive. That's not what he said, but let's just pretend that that's it. However, like she can have eyes. However, like obviously she's in this relationship. They've been dating for 4 years. Like clearly she's not gonna like dump her boyfriend for this guy, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think like right. I think even if I think this guy is feeling insecure and he's imagining things. That's what I think. But even if this was like verbatim what happened, then I think is pretty innocent.
Also,
I don't think it means anything.
If you've been dating for 4 years, after this trip, you should be able to sit down with your significant other and say, "Hey, I was feeling really insecure. I just want to like make sure, or like talk to you about how I felt and like just like come to an understanding that you are only friends with this guy and that I'm overthinking this." And like, if she is a good person,
I almost don't even think that's necessary.
No, but I mean, if he feels that way, like he has a right to bring it up. And maybe the girlfriend would laugh and be like, "Oh my gosh, I'd never date that guy," or like, "Oh my God, like we're just friends." Like, I don't know, but like, if he doesn't say how he's feeling, like she can't read his mind.
Yeah. So as far as what he's asking, it sounds like he's insecure because of a past relationship that ended poorly because of cheating.
Right.
And he wants to know if he's overreacting here, which yes, I think he's overreacting. I think his girlfriend doesn't sound like a complete peach in this situation either. I think she could have been a little bit more accommodating to his concerns. I think kind of forcing the friend into the not forcing the friend in, but like, somewhere around here in the story, there should have been a conversation of like if this was just a couple's trip or if it was a friend's trip. And not like what seemingly happened is she kind of just like forced her friends into the situation.
But he didn't make it clear from the beginning what he wanted.
But right, exactly. That was where he should have stepped in and said, like, "All right, what is this?"
Right.
All right. The thing that would bother me the most is not feeling a bit like a third wheel, but the way your girlfriend dismissed and invalidated your feelings. It would have been easy for her to simply listen, acknowledge that she can see how you might feel like that, and reassure you with words and quality time back at the hotel. Instead, she became immediately defensive and manipulative. Great, so I just want to have friends. Yeah, that line is pretty funny.
That was
shutting down the
dramatic
conversation and essentially
immature.
punishing you for voicing your honest feelings. Is there a pattern in general when you try to voice your concerns and express your needs? Did OP respond? Yes, she does. She does deal with some mental trauma from her childhood and living with abusive parents. I can see this behavior as something that stemmed from them. She has diagnosed depression and has manic episodes. I tend to be hesitant on voicing things that bother me that she does or say because I know she's going to be dramatic. I've suggested therapy and the possibility of medicine. Okay. So...
It doesn't give you a reason to be over dramatic.
No.
If you're like, I can be sympathetic to the fact that she has depression, manic episodes, traumatic childhood. I understand that. But that doesn't mean you should just write off her, like, being dramatic. Like, in his words, being dramatic like that. Like, if it bothers you, like, you have a right to be like, I don't want you to do that.
Yeah, I think
those
like
comments devolved fast.
Yeah,
after
that's
the
weird.
OP,
I was like kind of trying
I know
to see
after
if
the
there's
OP,
anything.
I was like, whew, I don't even want to get down to those other ones.
Yeah, her reaction for sure was like inappropriate for the situation. I like based on what's here, I would think if it was like some sort of pattern that he would have mentioned that.
Yeah.
But like I don't think it is. I think it's just a one-off thing. Yeah, 1 weekend out of 4 years. Like I don't think that this is really anything that's worth reading into.
And I don't think
it sounds like both the OP and the girlfriend have like issues that they need to like get help with.
Well, and
independently maybe. But it doesn't sound like their relationship is really like in jeopardy here.
I'll admit too, like sometimes you're just tired and snappy and like you say something dramatic like, fine, I'll just never have any friends. And like you might not even mean it, but like I get it. We all say silly stuff, you know? Like I don't know, I've done stuff like that before, and it's not that I'm like mean the dramatic thing I say. I'm just like being dramatic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Reaction was a really bad sign. You had a valid reason to feel the way you did and express those feelings to her. She should have at least tried to understand where you were coming from. It does sound like this is going to end badly for you. I think
we're jumping to conclusions here.
I think that this was probably nothing, and I think that her dramatic, quote unquote, reaction, which I don't agree with the way she reacted either. I don't think she reacted in the best way.
No.
But I think that it was more a reflection of surprise at like what she was hearing.
People are like really
I think like the worst thing she did was like this, oh, I'll never have friends again line. It's hard like when it's just kind of like written out on the internet to know like what kind of tone that has. It sounds like kind of a dumb, like petty fight, but then he literally said in the next line, like she got over it. Did he even say she apologized?
You'll want to go. I think it's in the original post.
Sorry, I didn't realize how far I'd scrolled down. She got mad, said she was
just acting over dramatic. She finally got over it.
She got over it. Okay, so he didn't say apologize, but comment about the Switch and similar makes it sound to me like he was reaching for anything that might make her sound bad without straight up lying.
That is true. Like he interpreted her as playing her Switch or playing on her phone in bed as her like deliberately ignoring him or like getting out of alone time with him, when in reality they spent 2 days at a Renaissance festival walking around and she's probably tired and just wants to do something mindless.
This is one where like I would love to have the other side of the story because I think even like in this person's from this person's perspective, the only thing really egregious that she did was getting mad and saying that she's never going to invite a friend again and that she'll stay friendless forever.
That's annoying.
Which is like it's like almost so ridiculous that like you know that like she doesn't mean that. It is a bad reaction, but yeah, that is like the only thing that jumps out to me as being like definitely like she should not have done this.
Sure. The rest of it though, pretty harmless.
And the guy doesn't really like give a lot of clues about like how he was communicating with her on this issue either. So it's like, did he really like, was he really kind of asking for, you know, a little kind of quality time with her when they came back to the hotel, or were they both just like, I'm tired, I want to just lay down and play my Switch? Like, it sounds like that detail is like a little too fuzzy to be meaningful, you know?
Well, I think the fact that, like, in the beginning, he did not make it clear whether or not he wanted this to be a couples trip. He was already kind of pissed, right? Then they go on this trip. It ends up the way that it does. And then he, like, uses that as, like, another kind of check, you know, on the list of, like, well, now she doesn't want to spend quality time with me, like, afterward. And it's like, if he just would have made it clear, like, at the end of every night, like, hey, like, can we just have some time, like, the two of us after this? I'm sure her response would have been very different, but he didn't make that clear. She can't read his mind. Like, what was she supposed to do?
Exactly. I'm kind of like at odds with the commenters here, like, because most of them are like kind of saying that she's an asshole, but I'm not sure I really am buying that.
Hey, girlfriend, I'm obviously a third wheel in my own relationship, so I'm going to back out of it and give you a chance to sort out your feelings for your friend. I wish you well in your life, but our relationship is over. That's pretty much what I said when I was in your situation. Just move on. You'll find someone that prioritizes you and doesn't check out other guys on dates. What the fuck?
I love that. This response like sums it up perfectly. What's funny is that if OP followed this advice, then the girlfriend came here and made a post from her perspective, the sub would 100% be on her side and tell her to dump the BF. You guys would tell her he's being controlling and manipulative. You tell her that he doesn't get to dictate who her friends are and how this is just a tactic to isolate her. The only consistency on this sub is that its members will unequivocally agree with the OP and then suggest a breakup. Thank you.
Yeah, no, that deserves a fat upvote. Like, so true.
That's yeah. Even the guy below him is a little bit delusional. Although this is a moderately better take than this. He just said, you think that the sub just tells people to break up for no reason, but that's because most of the people posting here have already reached a breaking point in the relationship and just want assurance that they're doing the right thing. Which is fair, but it doesn't apply to this situation. It simply does not apply to a 4-year relationship that had one bad weekend.
No. That's funny. I always love reading the comments on these because sometimes, like, I'll read these.
I need to nope out of this one.
Come to my own conclusion and then read the comments and be like, did we read the same post?
I know.
Like, what happened?
All right. Do we want to do like one more?
No, it really wasn't even that bad. Yeah, they had a good time. Yeah, let's do this top one. My boyfriend said I would look better if I didn't have cellulite. Oh, God.
Let's see.
They talking like she was straddling.
Yeah, seriously.
Accurate.
Okay, this one is short. So maybe we could do more than one. My boyfriend said I would look better if I didn't have cellulite. Just wondering, is this something most guys are militant about? I didn't ask him for his insight, and he just brought it up randomly when we were cuddling. For some reason, it makes me not want to show him my legs anymore. Perhaps I'm being petty, but I'm really insecure about it. I'm within a normal weight range, so that's not why I have it. It's just natural for me. I don't know if I'm overthinking this, but I was thinking he should apologize to me for his unwelcome comment.
Yeah, he needs to work on his cuddle game.
Well, that's like, first of all, that's a crazy hill to die on, especially if she's not overweight. Not that, like, don't get me wrong. I think, like, if you're in the relationship and then, like, I think it's fair to have, like, kind of standards of what you consider attractive and date people within that range. But if you're in the relationship, if you get into the relationship and then you're like, all right, here's what you need to do to be attractive. Like, just fuck off. Like, come on.
Also, cellulite, really? Like,
yeah, it's so, like, that is such a, like, minor.
This top comment is all we need to say about this. I know some marathon runners who have cellulite. Not a lot of women can do anything about it. I know myself. It would bother me forever if my boyfriend said it to me. Just out of curiosity, is he physically perfect? True.
Realistically, so I don't know the answer to this, so I'm asking you. But if you wanted to get rid of something like cellulite, realistically, what can you do? Is it like one of those things where you can like freeze it away or like...
There's like all these miracle treatments for it, but I don't think there's really any like proven... Because if there was a way to get rid of cellulite, no one would have cellulite. I'll say that. So,
Well, I mean, no one who could afford to get rid of it.
but like, I think it's one of those things, like, there are a lot of products out there that say that it can fix cellulite,
Sure.
but like, I don't think there's really a way to fix cellulite. I have cellulite, and like, I don't like, I think a lot of people are insecure about it, but it's something literally everyone has.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you're gonna like, I've always heard this thing, I like heard a quote once, and I feel like it really resonates here. Like, don't ever comment on someone's appearance, like on something that they can't fix in like 10 minutes. You know, so if like you tell someone like, oh, you have food in your teeth, you know, or like your hair is a little like, you know, straight up or whatever. Like,
It would be
like,
more attractive if you had more tact.
Yeah. But like that's like fair to be like, hey, you got food in your teeth. But like, hey, you have cellulite. What is that person supposed to do? Like, it's not like they can be like, okay, let me just go get rid of my cellulite real quick. You know, like I put it on today
even
just for
like,
you.
I mean, arguably, even like telling someone they need to lose weight, which I like I said before, you should not do, is at least still something that some people can control. Cellulite
Sure.
is not really like,
Yeah.
at least she doesn't have a hook nose.
True. No,
Hey,
hook
but
nose.
at least there's surgery for that. Hey,
I mean, this boyfriend just said you simply just have to get rid of your cellulite.
you simply have to remove any imperfections and become a Stepford wife.
Hey, I know that women like typically have larger hips and thighs because they bear children, but just simply don't have that.
Try looking like a little boy.
Okay. Whoa. Weird champ. Pago.
Come on.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, this girl is not overthinking it. She has a right to be
No.
upset. And her boyfriend,
Yeah.
her boyfriend should apologize for that unwelcome comment. That's rude. Like, what is she gonna turn to him and be like, you know, you'd really look better if you had a 6-pack? Like, that's kind of what that feels like.
Yeah, a little bit. I think it's extra bad too because cellulite is like not really like something that you can control, like
No.
like we talked about.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's crazy.
Dude said a Pago comment as they were cuddling, like. Exactly, Super Jesus. Exactly. She should come back to him with that.
Yeah,
And
right.
let us know what he says. So true.
Yeah, I don't. This is weird to me. I don't like. I'm even of the opinion that I don't really personally find it all that unattractive, or like I guess like really even all that noticeable.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like nitpicky to an extreme.
It is super nitpicky. Why did someone give this the heartwarming award? Did you see that? Someone said this was heartwarming.
Hugs, and the good old Reddit silver. I don't like these awards.
Yeah, these are stupid. What was heartwarming about that? This guy's just a dick.
Yeah, I don't know. All right. Okay, this is a spicy one.
Ooh.
We'll maybe end off this segment on this one.
All right.
Um.
Ooh, another short one.
Oh, it is. All right. My
Sorry, I
fiance
caught a
is
little bit
planning
of
a
this.
trip with her friends and jokingly planning to quote unquote cheat.
Oh no.
My fiance and her friends are planning a trip to Jamaica soon. They are still planning because of the COVID thing. What a weird like nonchalant way to say like, yeah, they're gonna go to Jamaica if the global pandemic lets up. like it's like a hurricane or something.
Oh, once
just
that
that little
COVID
thing.
thing is over. So funny.
Yeah. So most of their planning is on hold, but she told me it will happen because it is on her and her friend's bucket list. Last week, her friends came over at night and I eavesdropped their conversation where they talked about how hung or big black Jamaican men are. I even heard one of her friends say, "Don't you all feel missed out not fucking a black guy? I shit you not." And something like, "They won't find out. FYI, husbands and boyfriends are not going because we are not allowed to. Is this just a woman fantasy or am I just being too insecure?" All right. So as far as advice goes, I think they're probably joking, right?
Yeah.
Like almost definitely.
One,
like, it's just
this
like,
trip is not even officially on the books. So, like, first off,
I almost
they're
feel
just like talking about it and like imagining, like, oh my god, wouldn't it be so funny if we like went to Jamaica and like we all slept with Jamaican men? Like, I don't know. This doesn't feel serious to me.
It definitely doesn't feel serious. And again, it sounds like the guy is like projecting an insecurity here.
The top comment is interesting. If they talk about it behind your back, doesn't it make you wonder?
I mean, you could always talk to your wife, right? Or fiance about that, right? I mean, I would imagine her reaction would be like, oh my God, I can't believe you heard that. I'm so embarrassed. It was a joke.
Right. Well, let's change this. Well, let's okay, so this weekend went to a friend's cabin. While we were at the cabin, everyone was like we all made our list of like, who is a celebrity like that you would have on your hall pass, like in your relationship? Because most people at the cabin like are in relationships. And so we all were like joking about like, well, who would be on your list? You know, we all were like talking about it. I talked about who would be on my list. Does that mean I'm gonna go and like?
Who's on your list?
Okay, we could go here. No, it was funny. I said.
I never heard this.
I said Michael B. Jordan is on my list. I said. You might laugh at this, but I feel like you won't be super surprised. I said Jason Momoa is on my list.
Okay.
Who else was on my list? Those are the two that are like popping out in my mind right now. I feel like there were a few more, but those are like the two. Harry Styles was on the list.
This is like such a wide variety of like.
Yeah, I know.
You picked like a buff black dude, like a what do we even call Jason Momoa? Like a Pacific warrior.
And then Harry Styles.
And then like a twink. I'm like, what am I supposed to like extract from that?
Well, but that was like the point of the conversation. It was just fun, you know. Like we just were like, oh my God, like this person, and like the guys were talking about like, oh, like I said, tell me if I'm wrong about this. I said Margot Robbie's on your list.
Maybe.
Who's on your list?
Allison Brie.
That's what I said. And one of my friends goes, that's kind of a weird choice.
What?
And I was like, what? I love Allison Brie. Like I said, she's on my list too. But
you kind of like, you're like the same type as Allison Brie, I feel like. So that should be like a compliment.
That's a compliment. I'll take that as a compliment. But like, okay, so the point of that story was like, that conversation was just fun, right? Like obviously I'm never gonna go like hunt down Allison Brie, you know, like it was just like you just were like having fun, like fantasizing, you know, but like you're not serious in any way. And that's like what strikes me about this conversation is like these are just girls hanging out, talking about this, like, and guys talk about this kind of stuff too. Like I don't think it's weird. It's just like I think this. I'm
really curious about the comments. It definitely sounds like he jumped into a joking conversation at a bad time and just caught like
the
bad offhand comment.
No, it was midnight. The ladies were hanging out in our house. Maybe they thought I was sleeping.
Hotel comes the free cucking. Oh, in that case, have fun, honey.
No,
they were talking about it because they thought you were sleeping. Just saying. It's not that serious, I don't think.
What? I'll confront her soon. Yeah, what? Okay, let's flip this. If it was a woman in this situation who overheard her husband talking about something like this, he's planning a trip to Brazil and they're talking about, oh, Brazilian women are so beautiful. Wouldn't it be so awesome to sleep with a Brazilian woman? Like, would your opinion of this be different?
No. If anything, I would take it even less seriously because that's just what guys do. Is they just say shit like that.
Exactly. That's like, I really don't think I think he's reading too much into this.
Her group of, this was something I was going to bring up too. Her group of friends sound disgusting and wildly immature and uneducated for even bringing up those stereotypes.
I have talked that way about guys in this joking type manner for a long time.
Yeah.
And I never want, like, you know, obviously not having like gross stereotypes involved, but like just in general, like
I mean, again, it's like you know, said like among friends in the privacy of your home, like I don't know how mad I can really get about that, but 100% that particular stereotype is like kind of racist
It
and
is.
mostly perpetuated by porn.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is a little like crazy to kind of like I guess like, you know, quote unquote fantasizing about it is kind of a victimless crime. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like the stereotype itself is not victimless.
Right.
So I don't know. I like it kind of like, yeah.
Yeah. I believe it. Like,
Yeah.
I believe that. Like, and so maybe like, if
I don't know.
If anything is like Pago about that conversation, it's
I'm maybe not like
stereotype
qualified
involved.
to
Sure,
comment
right.
on this, but like my knowledge is that it's kind of like patently untrue,
Mhm.
and that it does more harm than good for like people going around thinking
I
that
think-
black men have like ridiculous hogs.
Right. Well, I think too, the
In
context in,
terms
which
of like
this happened
self-esteem and stuff like
is
that. At least.
important too. Like, it's not like she came up to her husband and said, you know, like, hey, I'm gonna go on this trip to Jamaica, and oh my God, me and my friends have all been joking about how we're all gonna sleep with Jamaican guys.
I think
over
like
there.
you shouldn't say that. to
No,
your
that would be
husband.
weird.
Yeah.
Like, so like, if like she straight up said that to the husband, that's one thing. I think this is just girls talking about stuff like this, you know?
The comments are just dramatic again. Well, yeah, we totally hate that. Oh, the comment was removed, but I think I can imagine what that said. Yeah, that's what I was thinking is pretty much
I think
exactly
it was
what you said.
exactly what you said.
First thing, even if it's just a joke, it's not funny. Second thing, yeah, I mean, I agree with the second part.
Sure,
but
sure.
It's just a joke, I think. I think there's two separate conversations that can be had here. Like, you know, I don't know like if really you should be policing like what you and your wife can joke about. Like if she's joking about it in front of you, maybe you can say like, hey, that made me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But like what's kind of being done in private among her friends, like it's sort of like if a tree falls in the woods, does it and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound? Like it's kind of like that situation, you know? It's like, and if she never does anything about it, like what you don't know isn't exactly going to hurt you. Because you know, like maybe you bring it up and say like, hey, I just want to make sure that like I should be like kind of taking this the wrong way.
Yeah.
And more like 99%, I'm certain that she will just say like, yeah, it was a joke. Like,
Right.
well,
Well, he has a right to like, if that is like what made him uncomfortable. Like, let's say like he ended his post with like, I feel uncomfortable by the way she talked about Jamaican men and how she used a stereotype that I find.
time to break
like,
off the wedding. There it is.
Oh no. Like, I feel like if he ended like his post with like, hey, like I felt uncomfortable by this like stereotype that her and her friends talked about, then like he has every right to say something. But he just ended it as like, is this a fantasy of women, aka planning a trip and imagining like the
Yeah, these comments
the
are crazy.
men that they would sleep with, you know?
Some of these I don't even want to like read out loud, but this one like what even?
Bro, who hurt you?
Yeah, I'm getting a little too low in the comments now, I think.
Wait, sort this one by controversial.
Okay, I gotta get used to new Reddit. Are you paying for her trip? The voting just changed on that one. White guys, imagine girls fetishizing you because white guys love incest roleplay. Wait, but that's not a stereotype, and this is. What on earth?
What? Oh my god.
Sort
what
this
are
one
these
by
comments?
casual misogyny? Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Some people see a bachelorette party as one last hurrah as a single person and acts single. That is projecting.
I
Sorry
don't
to tell
know.
you this type of infidelity is
What?
common nowadays.
This
What do you
comment-
mean? This is like incel shit,
This
actually.
comment, I don't know if you might be interested in knowing what she's doing on her phone. I can help you hack her phone. And even OP responds, dude, what the fuck?
What a weird. Oh man.
What? People saying you should hire a PI to
That's crazy.
watch them?
Wait, international PIs exist? Yeah, just call up the Jamaican PI.
What?
It's not just a fantasy. You
What did
should
OP
break
say?
up. Don't you think that's too drastic?
Got downvoted to hell.
Tell her it's you or the bucket list. What? I can't. I can't. I can't
Yeah.
with these comments.
I want to do like one more and just only read the controversial comments on it.
We can do that. Do people really have like this thin of skin that like something like this bothers them that much? Like in a relationship,
Again,
I'll say. Because again, like I don't agree with the sentiment here. Like what
Sure.
what they're joking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
I think like that's like the stereotype. Yeah, you know, I've already said it. But like, if this is really like going to be the end of your marriage, like that is just crazy. Maybe their goal with these comments is to show how ridiculous they're being. Yeah, take every comment as sarcastic and then they make more sense.
I don't think we should read that one only because it is very sexual.
TOS. My boyfriend would act cold with me, even not acknowledging my existence in public, but with his female friend acts the opposite. I don't really even understand that.
My
title.
girlfriend got drunk and made out with another guy at the bar.
Okay. This one's probably going to be cut and dry, though, so I can't even imagine what the controversial.
Yeah.
Although it's tagged as early 20s male. Hey, guys. So last Saturday, my girlfriend of 2 years went out with her friend. When she came home, she was very drunk and mentioned someone I went to high school with. We argued over random things, and she mentioned that I didn't know her worth, and she had text messages to prove it. The next morning, this discussion was dropped, and we went on with our week. On Wednesday, she told me that night she danced with the guy she mentioned that night. We argued for a bit, and I told her I needed to sleep on it. The next day, I got a call from a friend who said that she and that guy were making out in the bar that night. I called her about it, and she confirmed. What should I do? I love her very much, but I understand that this is unacceptable behavior. I mean, yeah. So this is actually one that I feel like should have been longer because there's so much to unpack here. Like, what is this whole thing about I didn't know her worth and she had text messages to prove it?
The top comment.
Yeah, I mean, this is really the only right answer,
Yeah.
but like, I kind of want to know like at least some background on this relationship.
Yeah. I mean, like, just flat out, like, if you're in a relationship, probably shouldn't be making out with other guys at the bar. Like, straight up. Seemingly,
Obviously.
the comment about, like, she mentioned that I don't know her worth and she had text messages to prove it, tells me that there's
Maybe it was a fight
something
involved.
else going on. Maybe a fight.
Maybe she like heard something from a friend.
Maybe a
and-
friend told her, like, hey, I think you could do better than this guy. And like that. But that's not an excuse then to go and make out with someone.
Right. I think like given what we know, I think at best this is like an everyone is the asshole situation.
Yeah.
But given what we know, like all we can really say is that like, yeah, the girl, obviously that's not right. Like, and even if this relationship was already in the dumps and like was about to end tomorrow, like still, as long as you're together, like this is not right.
Super controversial because I really want to see
you
if there's
wanna-
any controversial comments on this.
Why is that? Everyone says that. What even? I know what that means, but it's like, am I crazy to say that almost like?
Oh my god, this long like novel of a comment. Oh my god, I can't.
This is a play in the game called Merit. Okay, this is
Bro, you are writing fan fiction here.
This is longer than the OP. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's so true. It's
Reddit is such a special place.
This guy.
And then I love how like this dude just said, "What the fuck are you talking about, bro?" And this guy responded with another novel. Girls' night out is basically just a horrible recipe for cheating. Again with this, I don't know
Okay,
where this
next
sentiment
comment.
comes
There's
from.
silver-tongued devils out there prowling those bars that could talk the panties off a nun. Excuse me?
What?
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 Bro.
Yeah, no, casual misogyny is definitely a good way to
Yeah.
describe this. But there's definitely like some things that just like don't even make any sense
What
down here.
are
I mean,
these comments? I've never read the controversial, but I feel like I'm gonna start reading the controversial comments.
just forget about it. She was drunk. I'm losing my mind.
Oh my
reading the
god, we are living in a clown world. We're living in a clown world. Yeah, exactly.
What a deflection here too. I didn't think derailing was allowed on here. It's like it is if you're a fucking idiot.
Holy shit.
Yeah, no, it's just yeah, it's bad. She'll do it again. It's just a matter of time. Know your own worth, King. This one isn't even controversial. Doesn't really add much, but
Oh my god.
this one had like a whole tree. I really want to know what
I know. Don't let your boyfriend stop you from finding your husband. That's pretty much sums up girls' night out. They like to pretend it's just healthy time with the
Okay.
girls. But girls'
This
night
is
out
stupid,
always
too.
has to be at a bar or a club with alcohol and with other men on the prowl.
Okay, I didn't even read this, but I was about to say
Yeah.
this is like some incel shit.
What?
What the hell,
How many
man?
times have I gone out with my girlfriends and you thought anything other than like have
it
a fun time?
requires zero effort to not cheat.
Literally.
Like that's all I'm gonna say.
Cheating
you
is
have to
effort.
go out of your way to do
Yeah.
that. Like you have to. It
Yes.
requires literally zero effort. I don't think there's like. I mean, like obviously this isn't like a spicy take, but to some of these people in the comments, it clearly is. There's nothing wrong with like girls' night out or boys' night out. Absolutely nothing.
No.
It's like there's
it's
no
always
like.
people projecting like, well, one time my boyfriend went on a boys' night out and cheated on me.
If
Or
even
whatever.
that, I think more likely what it is that like people who have never like had a girlfriend or boyfriend like just assume things to be a certain way.
I just love the she belongs to the streets. Like, that's just. And the guy just like, what the hell are you talking about? To the other guy who had like the paragraph long fan fiction comment. Oh my god. This subreddit is incredible.
Yeah.
Can you see why I would read this all the time?
I can, but definitely I'm gonna save this for stream content because I don't think I could handle
No, that's
reading
fair.
this all
And
the time
honestly, it's
myself.
more fun to like read these with another person because I love like talking
Yeah.
about them.
Oh yeah. No, it actually yeah. This turned out to be a great idea.
Oh my god, incredible.
All right, I think I'm gonna call it on the relationship advice. The controversial comments just
We got to do that like more.
really sent
yeah.
it over.
Although we got to
the
like
edge.
stop. We got to only read like a couple because I can certainly feel like Super Jesus was saying like it'll just make you mad.
Screaming into the
like,
void, yeah.
I feel like that's the thing too is I feel like on Reddit you have to be like really conscious that a lot of these comments are probably just trolls, people farming for karma, like
Well,
or just like
there's definitely trolls, but yeah, making controversial comments is not how you
venting-
farm karma.
venting their frustrations about things or
Yeah.
whatever. I don't know.
Well, it's 10 o'clock. Are you gonna hang out or we can play something if you want?
We could. What do you want to play?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm kind of like my throat is dry. Tired.
we did do that for
Venting
2.5
that casual
hours.
misogyny. I agree. It's very true. I feel like the internet is sometimes a gathering place for misogynists and incels.
Yeah, I haven't really ever existed in a time without the internet, but I feel like the internet has just made it easier for weirdos to find each other.
Yep. 100%.
And you just like you just see more of them because they're just out there. Like
Yeah, and you read the comments and you're like, oh, like how can people like that exist? And then you realize there's hierarchies dedicated.
well,
to
there are like yeah, I mean certainly there were like kind of like forever alone creeps like before the internet, but
Yeah.
like there wasn't like even the concept of like an incel.
No,
before
that's
the
a
internet.
very like new term.
The only reason something like that can exist is because all those people who like harbor those like awful feelings found each other. Like,
and they all talk about how alone they are.
yep.
Not everyone had the internet. Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Oh, well, this was fun. I
That was
definitely
fun,
want to do
yeah.
this again. And relationship advice. Clearly the better prompts.
I think if I had to guess, I would say that r/relationships is probably like lower visibility and like more heavily moderated. Like, because I think
Yeah.
that felt more like real people asking for advice.
This one has
Whereas the,
5.5 million members.
The r/relationship advice feels more like a bit of a karma farm.
Oh, yeah.
And even if the stories are fake, some of them are
Scroll down on
interesting.
the side. I think there's like linked other subreddits.
Is there?
Of like
I'm not sharing
other.
the screen anymore, but I'm just curious.
Oh, no. Like keep going down. There's like other. Oh, there's like more communities. See, like. There's like specific like LGBT ones. Oh, one called Suicide Watch.
Yeah.
That's not like TOS friendly, but interesting. Yeah, there's like other ones too. Imagine
I'll
an
look
uncurated version. Oh
Yeah.
no.
I'll look into it more, and maybe we'll do some of those like "Am I the asshole?" ones.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to just like directly rip off Northern Lion,
A lot of people do those though.
but yeah, and there's probably other good.
I'll have to.
subreddits out
I
there.
like text-based advice type subreddits. I'll have to scroll through like the ones that I follow and see if there's any ones that we could do.
Yeah.
I used to. This is so lame. This would not be a cool stream idea, but I always read the personal finance subreddit.
Yeah. That
But
would
that's
not
not
fly
like
on stream.
juicy like relationship stuff. It's just people being like, "I make $10. Should I buy this $1 million house?" And everyone in the comments being like, "No," like it's that.
Yeah.
But that's not stream
That's more.
content.
Yeah. That's definitely more of
like
like a specifically you thing.
I let them curate the good ones for me. That's a good idea,
yeah.
honestly.
Well, even when Northern Lion reacts to the "Am I the asshole?" ones on stream, he does like "Am I the asshole?" filtered,
Yeah.
which like is only the like quality posts, and then they have in the comments like it says how people voted, whether they were the asshole or not the asshole. So he can like make up his own mind and then look and
Scroll
like
down.
yeah, scroll down and see what the commenters voted.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah, no.
There may or may not be something like that for relationship advice.
Ooh, I'll dig around after this. I'll definitely.
Oh, okay, you're gonna do some work.
I'll do some work. I'll favorite some subreddits. Yeah.
Sounds
they're,
good.
They're good, but
Well,
this is fun. Thanks for
yeah, it
having
was a
me.
lot of fun. I'm thinking I might actually just end stream. I was
Bro Revenge. Ooh,
pro revenge. Okay.
that could be a good one.
Yeah,
Rich.
we'll have to just like find a list or something of or maybe I'll check out some of those YouTube channels that do that. But yeah, I thought maybe I would play a game, like do a Slay the Spire run or something, but it's already 10:15, so I'm probably just gonna call it. It was a fun stream
Yeah,
though.
thanks for hanging out, Super Jesus.
Yeah,
This
for
is
real.
fun.
And hopefully we'll do this again
We'll
sometime.
be
And-
back.
or
We'll be
maybe we'll
doing these
branch out
again.
and do other stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of been a trend for Brita to come on Mondays and hang out on stream. So
Yeah.
yeah, that will be the day.
Do you want to
and
raid anybody?
see if any? I'll see if any of my friends are live. I don't think I'm just gonna raid a random.
No,
like-
I was gonna say if your one friend that we were watching earlier is live, we should raid him. Oh,
he
he's
ended.
not. Dang it.
all right, no raid.
Well, thanks for hanging out, Super
Yep.
Jesus. This was fun.
Yeah. And I think I will be back live on Wednesday and over the weekend. So
Wahoo! More stream.
all right, until then, peace out.
Peace, y'all.